dream, you know that ain't no way to live. And I don't wanna be ordinary, got too much to give. Refill my reason and wipe off the dust. My heart is jet fuel, it's time to combust. Full speed and fire up the engines, a supernova's ending. Nothing's gonna slow me down. No time to rest on the failures, each one a lesson for later. Nothing's gonna slow me down. It ain't easy alone, a helping hand is hard to find. You never dwell on the defects now when you're two of a kind. Blitzing and bolting to desperate frontiers. Clear out the waste jam, a wrench in the gears. Full speed and fire up the engines, a supernova's ending. Nothing's gonna slow me down. No time to rest on the failures, each one a lesson for later. Nothing's gonna slow me down. Yeah, you and me, we're gonna light up the sky. Light up the sky. Refill a reason and wipe off the dust. Our hearts are jet fuel, it's time to combust. Full speed and fire up the engines, a supernova is ending. Nothing's gonna slow me down. No time to rest on the players, each one a lesson for later. Nothing's gonna slow me
Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, or Taku, as you might know me on Twitter, the executive producer here, and I just want to thank you for watching. It really means a lot to us that people watch, listen to, and enjoy our shows. If you want to help us keep making these shows as fun and lively as they can be, please join your fellow fans in supporting us at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms or by subscribing to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/finalshowfilms. It really means a lot to us that the amount of you who do support us continue to do so, especially our $25 plus tier supporters on Patreon. Antitonic, Cat Waterflame, Samantha Bates, Maureen Monty, and Gravity Alexander. Every little bit helps, so thank you to all of our patrons and subs. Check us out on Twitter at Final Show Films and on our website at www.finalshowfilms.com for updates, go-live notifications, and more. We love interacting with you, so feel free to tweet at us or email us at finalshowfilms@gmail.com. That being said, please relax and enjoy. We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Star Wars The Twilight Nights. I am your game master, who is just now remembering that I have a thing I have to do with Edge of the Empire, where I have to clear the Destiny pool and sync it with all my player character sheets, which I have done. Haha! And joining me today, and rolling their Destiny die for the week, is Craig.
Hi, I'm Craig. I am playing Crack Tolpa, a Quarren artificer, and I will either roll you a physical one right now or give me 2 seconds and I'll roll it and roll 20.
Roll it and roll 20. And
all right,
while we're waiting on you to do that, also with us this week is Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Kitty Mystic Alchemist. My Pokemon of choice for this character is probably a Snubble, and I'm rolling my Destiny, which is the light side point.
Yay, light side. and you got to remove the difficulty.
But you did.
I don't
give
know
us
why
a
they
dark
stick
side.
around, but it's one dark
There's
side.
there's a roll destiny button that is
Yes.
a lot easier.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you just have to hit the roll.
I should
destiny
just
button.
do that.
And it automatically updates the pool. I don't have to do it for you.
And it doesn't
and
include any difficulty stuff.
also coming is Jack.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Graztatha, the Xian expert Wookiee. I don't know shit about Pokemon, but I got a dark side.
So does everyone, really. And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I am playing Neri's droid healer. And I don't know a thing about Pokemon, but I got a light side.
Hey, we're balanced at the moment. Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Avazia. She is a pureblood Sith Duo Berserker. And I know a little about Pokemon.
And also got 2 dark side.
Got to dark side.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsorath, who is the Sith pureblood Makashi duelist, whose Pokemon would be Darkrai, and I'm rolling 2 light
You
sides.
don't get a legendary.
I mean, if it's not Darkrai, it's Absol.
Yeah,
And-
okay, fine. You can have an Absol.
And Jeremy.
I'm Jeremy. I am playing Ilyana, Dathomiri Mystic, Saw Detective Pokemon. That is literally the only thing I care about in regards to Pokemon, because fuck Pokemon.
Aw.
Light side.
All right. Hey, you have 5 to 4. You've got a large destiny pool and more light than dark this week.
Graztatha's Pokemon would be a rocket launcher. There we go.
There is actually at least one of those, I think.
Yeah,
Is
there's
there
2 of those.
Of course there is.
Anyways,
Is there a squid Pokemon?
yes,
Cannon.
there are
Many.
many squid
Yeah.
Pokemon, but that is not the purpose of our game today. Today we are Star Wars.
You're trying so hard to keep us on track, John.
Star
I'm
Wars
impressed.
Episode 4, Echoes of the Past. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The year is 3643 BBY, or before the Battle of Yavin, 10 years after the Treaty of Coruscant was signed. Hang on, I just lost my place. There it goes. The great hunt of the Mandalorians has begun. A galaxy-wide contest where warriors and bounty hunters from across the stars hunt for glory, pride, and the chance of reward. The potential benefits are many. The current leader of the Mandalorians, Mandalore the Vindicated, earned his title from one such great hunt. And even now targets are being assigned, blasters primed, and navicomputers powered on. Meanwhile, on the planet of Eos, while one young Wookiee investigates life in the trees, the rest of her allies gather around the hollow recording of an ancient Mandalorian, whose image flickers in and out, even as the mechanic attempts to correct the issue and recover what data there is. We're going to start with Kitty. So, Kitty, you have climbed up a tree, as Wookiees are wont to do. And upon getting to the top, you see a cluster of several small, yellow, sort of golden, glowing lizards that seem to be sort of anchored into the tree branches and into the canopy of the tree, out of sight from the ground. You'd have to be up in the tree to see them where you're at right now. And they're all they are individually emanating a fairly light glow. Like, one of them by themselves would not be very bright, but collectively in this nest, it sort of aggregates and makes quite a bit of light. And you sort of looking around through the canopy where you're at, you can see that there are other clusters of these small lizards throughout the canopy of the trees surrounding this clearing.
Okay. Do I feel like they might be what's suppressing in this area?
Yeah, you are definitely unable to use the force where you're at right now. You can sense that it's still there, but your connection is muted. And it is definitely the proximity to these lizard-like creatures that is doing it.
Gonna try to move closer, see if I can investigate a little more.
I mean, yeah, you can get right up next to them. They don't seem to be much bothered by you. You can definitely tell that they are anchored into the tree. Like, they're not particularly mobile.
Do they seem to have been placed here, or like they are just animals that have grabbed on?
You can give me a, what would be the purple? Character sheet. I can look at scale.
Xenology, maybe?
Yeah, give me a xenology roll. We'll say difficulty 2.
Need to remember that it's been a while since I actually played the Star Wars. 1 success, 1 threat.
So these look like a variation of a species known as Ysalamir. Ysalamir are an ancient species of lizards that are from a planet that is particularly rich with the Force. And in fact, one of the lightsaber styles is named after the Ysalamir. And they're not the same. Ysalamir don't glow. So they're definitely some sort of variant off-branch species of that, but they're very similar from what you know about the Ysalamir. And yes, Ysalamir radiate very small pockets of basically muted force, specifically to hide themselves from force-sensitive predators. And when they come together in large clusters, that radius expands.
I'm gonna see if I can gently sort of pry one loose and examine it.
So with the 1 success, I'll say you know that the way this type of lizard feeds, basically they hook into a tree and symbiotically acquire nutrients through the tree, and so
they're not removable.
They're not easily removable. You could absolutely remove one, but it would very likely kill it to remove it.
No, Do I think that they're dense enough that having one less would be negatively impactful to the barrier around?
That you're not sure about. You're not sure what the balance between number of these lizards versus the potency of their barrier is.
But that's another thing I could find out.
It is absolutely a thing you could find out.
Look, there are a lot of good uses but mostly I just want to know. Yeah. Does it seem like anyone else is still outside, or are they all occupied with?
They are all outside and within line of sight of you. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna be curious if I don't. I'm pulling one off.
Okay, go ahead and give me we're gonna give it a brawn check, difficulty 3.
Okay. Just raw brawn?
Yeah, just raw brawn.
Okay, there's not a way to roll that, but my athletics is the same, so we're just gonna...
we'll say athletics. Not a way to roll raw. I mean, I guess you just add it to your...
Rolling raw stats is very rare in...
You would just, use the dice. Yeah. But yeah, we'll say athletics.
2 advantages, no successes.
Yeah. So you don't throw yourself off the tree, but you're sort of very delicately trying to remove this thing, and it is... You can tell from the pull that you're doing right now that so basically where what you would assume to be claws are latched in deep into the branch of the tree that it's in, probably all the way down to the core of the branch.
Okay.
So you'd have you could with enough force, you could definitely rip it free. You would definitely kill it with the amount of force you'd need.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not getting it right now.
Yeah, you're not getting it right now.
Yeah, I'll back off and go down the tree. Little bit disappointed, but that's fine.
Meanwhile, back over at the group. So, Crack, you have gotten this hollow recorder to turn on. Currently, the sound is all static. You're not getting whatever the message is at the moment. And I believe the last thing you had said was you had sort of called attention to the fact.
Yeah, I had gotten everyone focused on the fact that Crack has this thing, but I think that's where we stopped.
So yeah, so all of you, those of you that are still outside, which I think is all of you because there's not a lot of room in that small hut, can see this very unstable hollow projector recording of a Mandalorian, or a person wearing that Mandalorian mask that was inside the hut. This golden patterned starburst mask that has points of the starburst around the edges of it with a silver back. And a single visor slit across the front, wearing robes of some kind. The hollow recording is that typical light blue staticky looking color, so you're not getting any other details really. And it seems like it's playing a message on loop, but the message is corrupted at the moment.
Can we isolate the sound, make it clearer?
I will certainly try. How old does this thing seem to me, John?
Estimated probably around 300 some odd years old, just because
Okay.
that's how old the crash spaceship was.
Sure. You'll have to bear with me. Keep in mind this thing is an update or two past Prime.
You give me a
Let's see.
computers check, difficulty 2.
Okay.
Fortunately, the galaxy's been running on the same operating system for centuries.
When something works.
All right.
I mean,
Asterisk.
it's why we still use DOS for everything on the back end.
Nice.
All right. With 3 successes
the
and a
fuck out of
triumph, you manage to recover as much of the recording as is recoverable. After a few moments of fiddling with it, you hear a voice, still modulated both by the fact that it's a hollow recording and the fact that the person is wearing a mask. You hear what feels like a fairly deep masculine voice coming from the recorder. Broken up in bits and pieces. We have established outpost, Lord. Grove of Tranquility, located south of the temple. Suspect part of the ecology. Safe for recon outpost. Scouts searching for more such groves. Report complete, ending transmission. And you seem to have gotten this on a loop. And I will share this message with the rest of you in your hand.
Sweet.
I would like to see. The triumph was spent recovering that much, essentially.
Yeah,
There's
basically
no further
you got
benefit to be spent from the triumph.
Not really. You got as much of it as you possibly could.
Okay. Can we make rolls to see if any of that makes sense to us?
Sure.
Okay.
If anyone wants to, you can make a warfare roll or a lore roll. Difficulty 2 or 3. Just
I'll
2.
do
I need to clarify 2.
Lore. Yeah, I choose 3.
I make that choice, not you.
Ooh,
Achievement
Ooh.
unlocked.
Nereus, you didn't have any difficulty.
I did.
Cake or death?
thought I
I'll go
did.
with death, please.
Dang it.
Cake or death.
Gah.
I'm gonna
Why?
roll warfare for Graz.
It
Oh,
was
why do I
lore
still
or
have
warfare?
Yeek?
Because you didn't
I need
clear out
to
your dice pool.
reset that pool.
On the
Gah!
outside, you can just take those force dice out.
Hey.
Okay,
got a success.
there's a roll. That's good.
All right.
I like that Kitty's up in the tree. Like,
I
"Oh, no."
apparently know all the things.
Nice.
Apparently.
Hell yeah,
we
you
all
do.
know stuff, except for Avazia.
I know nothing.
Eh.
Fuzzy is too irritated that Crack is the one holding it to pay attention.
Probably.
All right.
If she doesn't look directly at it or him, she will probably.
We roll back and make sure got everybody's rolls. Okay. So Crack, Corserath, Crack, Corserath, and Neres as something happens and people swap again. Hang on, I gotta swap everybody's cameras around. Crack, Corserath, and Neres. So this is apparently some group of someone or another from 300 years ago landed here and seemed to have been trying to establish some sort of outpost. Whether or not they were successful is hard to tell. Obviously, they were partially successful, at least originally, but nobody's here now, so there's not much else really you're getting out of this. You don't know much about this planet in the first place, or why they would have been establishing an outpost here in the first place. Graztatha, as the one who made a warfare check, based on the language being used, this is definitely a military operation that you've sort of gathered a bits of information about. They were it seems like they established this as a safe area for a recon post of some kind, indicating then that they have a main base, which would likely be they're saying south of the recon post to south of the main base or whatever.
Right. South of the temple.
South of the temple. You're probably heading towards the temple then, because that's continuing on north past this area.
And they make references to possibly establishing other outposts in the area.
So
as well.
there may be other places similar to this that you might find. Also indicating that this this is some sort of strategic importance. The ones that got a triumph on their lore checks, which would be Kitty and Ilyana, in addition to the fact that this is an established outpost from some organization that is using that temple in the north as their main base, there is definitely an indication that there are more of these kinds of rings, these groves of tranquility, as they refer to it in the reporting, which would be these spaces where these these force rings of force dampening effect are occurring. This person seemed to believe, at the time at least, that these places would be safe for rest or safe for an outpost. Considering the danger of the world at night, you can extrapolate that that's probably accurate, considering that there's no predator nests here. You're not certain why this structure is no longer standing, but it doesn't seem like it's no longer standing because animals came in and scratched it up and blew it up. Otherwise, this hollow recording and the mask wouldn't have been left behind.
With 3 successes on a warfare check, am I familiar with any armies or military organizations from the past that use Lord as a rank?
The Sith.
Or can I right, I was going to say Sith. Right.
Lord, many organizations use Lord as a rank. The one that, the force-sensitive organizations, the Sith, are the big one.
Right.
But, the militaries of Alderaan use Lord as an honor, because the nobility of the planet, are addressed as lords and ladies and what have you. Any civilized society that has societal ranking or castes would have that as part of their dialogue. So it's really hard to narrow that down.
Can't really draw much from that. Okay, no worries.
So Kitty will, based on what she has learned, say, "Oh, they wanted to use the pretty shiny lizards to be like the pretty shiny lizards."
The what?
What lizards?
You're going to have to explain that one a little bit more thoroughly.
Even I'm confused.
Oh, they're lizards in the trees, sister.
Shiny lizards, glowing. Yeah. The lizards glow because it's part of their capabilities. They hide from predators by exuding force suppression fields, and they use those fields because if the thing that's hunting you hunt with force, then it can't find you if you are a bubble of not force or dim force. Obviously, they're still alive, they're still connected, but their connection has a sort of shell around it. No, like a muffle. And these lizards are like those lizards, and they live in the trees, eating the trees, sort of.
Anyone who wants can make a xenology roll, difficulty 3,
Yes.
from the explanation.
So they brought the lizards, or have the lizards, so they can be like the lizards and not get eaten by the force-sensitive predators, I think.
Ilyana,
I'm
you said
following,
something
kind of.
about a hollow?
Yeah. Shallowing. Shallowing was the
Shallowing.
word I used.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yes.
these are those.
Here, yes. I'm worried about myself in that I understand what all that nonsense meant.
It's not nonsense. It's obvious.
I mean,
it was xenobiology with flair.
you're
Yes.
It's
It-
just how things are. It's like saying that the sun on this planet is whatever color it is,
Yellow.
or that the sky is blue. Who, if it is on this planet,
It is blue.
can interpret it differently, but it's a self-evident thing. It's just crazy to have to explain.
right.
All right.
Are you
So-
making a
Alright, yeah.
really? It's all right. Are you making a xenology roll, Jeremy? For early on?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
If 3. Nere's, that difficulty is 3, not 2.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I thought I had done it.
It's okay.
I keep forgetting to click out of the thing.
Nope.
That's my fault.
It's okay.
Let me do it
Add a
again.
third thing and roll it again. Look, you got a success.
Oh, that's one success.
So everyone that
Jeez,
got successes are familiar with the Ysalamir. The Ysalamir are small lizards. They don't glow normally, but they are small lizards that generate bubbles of no force in order to hide. They are native to the planet. They're native to the planet Mirkur. And
Is that really far from here?
pretty far, yeah. It's also
It's one of the names for the Makashi style.
yeah, the Makashi
Mhm.
style. Another one of the names is Way of the Ysalamiri.
Okay.
I have a possibly annoying metafictional question because Star Wars likes to say, "Oh, we have 5 species and they show up on every goddamn planet."
Yeah.
So is this something that would strike us in character as odd?
There are offshoots of a lot of different species on a lot of different planets. It doesn't seem, for those of you that are familiar with the Ysalamir, it would strike you as odd if this wasn't such a force-sensitive world.
Okay.
That because Mirkur is also a very force-sensitive, like as a planet, is very heavily steeped in the force. This is likely a sort of a biological offshoot that just happens on planets that are very heavily steeped in the force.
Okay.
This is not the ecological equivalent of walking up the dunes in the Sahara and finding a largemouth bass just kind of flopping around up there.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure this is like Star Wars xenobiology and not like xenobiology. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
Thank you. That was really helpful.
Yes.
But yeah, force-sensitive planet, lots of trees. Salamiri.
or Ysalamiri offshoots.
Right.
Normal
or
again,
subspecies thereof.
Normal
Do you want your
Ysalamiri.
Because that's how you get your Salamiri.
Normal those of you that made the roll, that made successes on the roll, you know that Ysalamiri do not glow. In the Mercurian Salamiri do not glow. You would assume that these glow because this planet has a 20-hour night, 20-hour day cycle. And, you know, glowing at night is a really good way to not get hunted by predators that come out at night because light is not the thing they like. Things like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, this will probably serve as a decent defense. I will still recommend we have someone on watch for these next hours. There should be plenty of time for rest, given how long these nights are projected to be.
We'll have some time to rest, so we might as well take some watches in shift so that everyone gets a chance to rest.
Indeed.
I'll take first. Kitty, did you try to remove any of them from the trees?
Aaron is not at the chair right now.
Oh, fair.
Sorry.
I will-
No, you're fine. You're fine. We can talk about it when you're back.
Happening.
Sorry.
What did you
Not-
say?
Crack was asking Kitty if she tried to remove any of them from the trees.
It's hard, and they definitely will die, which would it'd probably stop their properties. They symbiote with the tree, and the claws go all the way in. So I can go back and do that.
What if we removed a limb from the tree?
Well, see, they're all sort of clustered together. So if we remove a limb, we're going to be removing several of them. And I don't know how many of them we need to keep the barrier going.
Also,
The
those of you,
That didn't
experimentation
make
is
much
not worth the risk, Crack.
those of you that
I
are familiar,
Don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
those of you that are familiar with Ysalamiri as well know that a single Ysalamir only produces a very limited force field of anti-force, like as Kitty found out up there.
Right.
You'd have to get a bunch of them.
Are they understood sufficiently that it's not worth dragging back a sample for experiments? Or are they rare enough that it would be worth doing so for someone who is scientifically minded?
They are very rare, coming from a very limited selection of worlds. They are
Okay.
not very well understood at all scientifically, but the scientific community at large has deemed them sort of protected species, not like legally, but like experimenting on them would damage the ecosystems that they're in enough that it's just not worth it.
Like-
For most communities, not all, obviously. Some people will obviously
I'm
not
not
give a
saying
shit.
I don't want to cut some off because force regulating inner parts are probably really good for potions, and I could probably use some in talismans, but
Could you make something from those for me?
That would again require.
John,
us
can
to-
I make a roll like as Kitty is thinking of this?
Mhm.
Like talismans obviously use whatever components are.
Yeah.
But like I understand how mechanically talismans work, but in a more setting or specific sense.
You can give me a lore roll, or a xenology roll, difficulty 2.
Diff 2.
Yep.
Lore,
Both
lore is
diff 2, yeah.
the thing that I'm good at.
Yep.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Graz goes and finds a semi-sheltered area of the ruins, wraps up in his robe, and goes to sleep.
You probably couldn't make a talisman that would replicate their abilities, because and as you're thinking about it, the reason being the force dampening is a part of their biology, and not a power they're using. The talismans are effectively force powers that have been sustained in an object, so it just functionally you couldn't replicate it.
And honestly,
Yeah.
that's not what Kitty is interested in. It's that their bodies sustain this force, so maybe
Yeah.
they could make something stronger. Is
Oh
that
yeah, no.
accurate? or no?
There are definitely things you could use their parts for that would make more powerful talismans than you could normally make, but you wouldn't be able, like Nereus was asking, you wouldn't be able to make a Ysalamiri talisman.
Yeah, I don't think Kitty understands that. What do you want it to do? Probably, yeah. If you want one that's made out of these, I can probably make something. What do you need it to do?
Dampen my signature.
That's hard. That's not. I would have to find something to weave that. That's not. So they're powerful in the force, they have a unique connection to the force that you could put the talisman's force through and weave in, but that I couldn't just use them to replicate their powers or amplify their power or something. Probably not.
But
I could
it strikes-
try. It'd take a lot of work.
and anticipating the response that it's not a good idea to remove them while we need them for protection, my suggestion is simply let's take some when we leave in the morning.
Okay, I can do that.
We'll remove the branches, we'll put them in the tophagon, and we'll bring them along.
Still sounds dangerous.
That this whole planet is dangerous. We may as well see if we can bring something
like
back.
inviting danger with us.
I don't want force restricting things around me.
Don't worry. if we cut off the branches, they're going to be dead. And when they're dead, they don't have any powers. They're just like my other ingredients at that point.
Okay.
Like I said to Nereus, you can't, that's not how it works. Their bodies are useful, but their bodies don't suppress the force. That's
All right.
a thing they do as a living thing.
Studying them is something, even after they die, is something from which we might be able to conceivably get some sort of usefulness if we ever get off this planet in the first place.
Yes, if we get off, should we focus on that first?
Yes.
Flips robe hood back. Aren't we here to get lightsabers and get off in
Yes.
that order?
Thank you.
Yes.
I will. How many people do we need on watch at a time?
Up to Kitty and I can take watch.
All right,
Wink.
I will take second.
I know how that's going to go.
All right. So
If you take down any of those animals while you are on watch and the barrier goes down, I will feed you to the thing that comes to eat us.
I will help.
Not gonna do that. I'm
will
the
ma-
one who told you it would take down the barrier to take them off.
Nerys
and
will
I-
go over.
And I also just said we're not going to do it while we need their protection.
I will make it throw you up and then eat you again.
I don't understand why you think I would be this fascinated with its digestive process. Kitty is the one that focuses on xenobiology. I'm the mechanist.
I don't
You don't
focus on
understand.
biology. I
That's-
focus on.
I am threatening to torture you through extreme pain.
I
Pause.
understand that.
I was politely
down.
ignoring that.
And I was just trying to wind you up. Look. Let's move on.
You're both very scary and very capable. And if something comes to eat us, it will not be because we took down the force field. It will be because we're on a planet full of very deadly things.
that is like the best way to annoy a Sith Lord. It's like you're very scary and very dangerous.
If anyone's
I was gonna say,
particularly
My
insightful,
big scary boy.
he's just offering a genuine compliment.
Oh no, it's like I was just thinking about like saying that to like Darth Vader. Like, yeah,
Right?
you're
Oh,
very
yeah.
scary
Yeah,
and
you
very
say that to Darth
dangerous.
Vader, and then 2 seconds later, you're just a pile of meat.
Right? Yes.
No, it's not funny to say it to Vader because that's his solution to everything. You say it to someone like Dooku, who's normally like calm and pretty like capable of basic human interaction.
Yeah, but he'd do it too.
Yes, but it's funnier when it's not the thing that he does forever.
Anyways, Ileana just says, I understand that. I'm just saying the one can lead to an increased chance of the other.
Yes. Yes, we're all terrified into obedience.
Would you prefer to take watch with Crack?
Oh, yes, please.
And there's just a stare of like not even knowing how to respond.
I
And then
totally
she just turns
understand.
around and goes to find a place to sleep.
Crack
If you
like
take-
holds out his hand towards Kitty for like a behind the back high five.
Yeah.
Avazia will look at Ileana. If you take watch with him, I'll assist.
That's tempting, but
No,
Okay,
let's
no.
I'll take watch with my brother.
let's
Thanks for
not
volunteering.
let's not actively seek to kill each other right now.
This group of squires does not come back from the planet Eos, not because their ship crashed, but because they decided they just wanted to kill each other instead. Oh look, the
Kitty
planet.
wasn't kidding about that, by the way. Once there has been a volunteering, she'll go and start her rest.
I mean nobody technically volunteered.
Not as far as Katie's concerned.
Alasia just volunteered.
I guess Crack's just Crack's
That was
on
a
watch alone.
That's fine with Crack. Good night, everybody.
If it doesn't seem like anyone else actually is, Kitty will get back up and do it because
All right.
she's nice and supportive
Fair,
and
fair.
wants everyone to get hugs and get
We
along.
play horrible characters.
Regularly. Anyways, the the group of you find places to bed down for the night. There's not a lot of shelter per se, except for the one standing tower. Looking around, most of this, like, the clearing is far clearer than the other structures you found in the, like, where trees just growing over shit all over the place. But there is plenty of like moss and vines growing over what remains of the structure here. It looks like they tried to build some sort of permanent structure out of like bricks and stone of some kind. And it just collapsed over time, and not being maintained. But you do manage to find bits of moss and soft grass where you can lay down for the night. Well, for what you would consider to be a night, not what this planet would be considered to be a night, because sleeping for 20 hours is harder than it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Unless you have to do it for medical reasons, at which point it's non-optional.
I mean, yeah. But none of you have that problem at the moment. Crack and Kitty.
Yep.
You
Yes.
are on what you have established to be the first watch.
Yep.
What you doing, if anything, other than keeping an eye out?
I am going to try and make a talisman for Crack.
Okay.
I want to make another of those, the ones I made for
yes.
Avasia, and let
do
me
you-
check exactly how much that costs. Sorry.
Yeah, that costs an amount of credits and resource.
Yep.
Let's
And
see.
all of my starting credits went into this, so I have enough.
All right. And it'll be...
I should have had this book up earlier.
That's fine. I should also have had this book up as I'm pulling it open and just saying the process of getting it out and going to the alchemy crafting tables to kill time for me doing that very thing.
Yeah. Okay. So it's so one
Marisa's
difficulty.
screen has that little like screensaver thing going on.
Yeah.
A little dot picking back and forth.
Protective amulet is 300 credits and a single difficulty.
Yes.
roll.
So do you have, assuming you have 300 credits worth of materials?
I do, and I have enough in case it costs more, which can happen.
And Crack would be happy to donate if we can say functionally he's donating bits and pieces from his tool belts and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that is allowed by the GM, I am totally willing to split the price.
Nothing that you have on nothing that you've collected so far, Crack, or that you had already would qualify for the alchemical ingredients of this in particular.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh no, I just mean I have 120 credits left. Can I give up some of those credits and say that's bits and bobs?
Yeah, we'll say
I just
yeah,
don't
sure.
think it makes sense. Here are some credits.
Sure, yeah,
Use them
yeah.
at the vending
We
machine.
will
Yeah.
change your credits
Or
for
if
resources that
you
Kitty
would
already
prefer.
had.
Yeah. If you would prefer, it could also be next time we're on a station, you'll buy me more chemical stuff. But yeah,
we'll say that. So that's gonna be difficulty 1, discipline or lore check.
It's gonna be lore because I don't have discipline.
All right.
Can I assist?
No.
Okay.
But I am gonna spend a force point for this
Go ahead.
because it's
Hell
really
yeah.
important. Sorry, that is my doggy. He's very cute, but he's also very loud.
This is advantage. Would you like to spend that advantage to? Oh yeah, you also roll your force die.
Oh,
about that.
right.
And you roll 2 because
do
you're on
I
this planet.
have 2 of them right now,
You
or
have-
because we're in the barrier, do I have?
You still have 2. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna independently roll those 2 force die if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Because it's essentially separate from the check.
All right. So you've got two. Would you like to take one strain, generate 1 point of conflict, and swap and use that one dark side point by flipping a light side point?
Let me check what I can do with them real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah. So with 3 force points, you can do the clever construction again, which means you make 2 instead of 1.
Yeah. Well, yes. See, the thing is that dark side force points do something different.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right. That's right.
From what the thing has said, yeah. So
That's right. Dark sides do different.
seems like dark side force points actually operate more like as a aspect of disadvantages. So I don't think I get a choice on that.
Ah, that's right. I can use those. Okay, cool.
And I think what we said when I was initially creating the characters, if I go dark side, we'll just sort of invert those.
Yeah, correct.
But
Okay.
sorry, that probably wasn't super relevant to this. I was just drawing your attention to it.
No, that's fair. I need to read further down the list, is what we're learning. Okay, so you've got 2 successes, which mean you succeed. You got 1 advantage and 2 light side that you can spend.
This is a you ruling because I can't find it anywhere. Can I, when it says like 3 advantages or 3 force points, could I combine advantages and force points or no?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
But you can spend them independently. So you could do the 1 advantage to give it hidden purpose and the 2 force power to give it one of those 3 options that the 2 force power give you.
Yes, I'm just reading them because some of them are actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the 2 force points for careful measuring. So Crack has paid for almost all of this.
All right.
And I guess hidden purpose is really the only thing I can do.
Yeah, because it's not a harmful talisman, so.
Yeah. I wish there were a few more options. I understand why there aren't, because this list is long enough already.
And I'm going to spend that 1 dark side point to make it cumbersome.
Okay. Actually, that makes sense. It is fashioned partly from bits Crag gave me. So it's cumbersome, but it looks a little more like a technical thing. Which is sort of fitting for something that's homey for Crack.
That's great.
Congrats,
I like that.
you have a shell.
So you have a protective amulet, which is normally has no encumbrance value, or has a light encumbrance value, but in this case has an encumbrance value of 1.
Okay.
While active, this talisman allows the user to ignore environmental effects such as fire, acid, and corrosive atmospheres. They always act as if they're in standard gravity field and may breathe normally even underwater and in a vacuum. Weapons with the burn quality do not count as having the quality when used as part of an attack against the user. Wow,
okay.
Flavorfully, the environment here, while you cannot swim through it, now feels like home.
Yeah, you feel you are in a comfortable environment.
Yeah, it is effectively comfortable for you.
Okay.
So it is as warm or cold as you prefer it.
And as wet or dry as you prefer it.
So it gets really hot and really wet.
But you're the only one that can sense that.
Yeah. No, but for Crack.
Yeah.
Would Kitty chat while she's making it or be entirely focused on it?
There's a lot of muttering.
Okay.
Most of it probably makes no sense, even though obviously everyone speaks Sherwook. Some of it is actually probably too archaic for not having a translator, like culturally specific phrases. But yeah, there's mostly a lot of muttering. It doesn't take that long. It only takes an hour or so. Protective amulet. Oh, it takes 3 hours, so it does take most of watch.
Okay.
But
Just sits nearby, sort of handing you things as it looks like you need them. And watching.
And it would then be 150 total credits. How much of yours were you willing to donate?
I'll put in the 120.
Okay. And then I'll mark down from my alchemical supplies the other 30.
Yep. Go ahead.
Thanks.
All right. So you have
Thank
created.
you.
You have crafted another protective amulet. I like that. The protective amulets, like when you get more and more custom as you go. like
Yeah,
here are the
no.
two that I just sort of stamped out really quickly, and now here's one that's a little bit more unique.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe sort of almost affixed to a belt.
You can
Maybe that's the
affix it
conversation.
however you
Yeah,
want to do.
that is definitely possible.
Okay.
It
Crack
just
will-
has to be worn.
Yeah. Okay. So Crack will put it on.
We'll say it looks. We'll
Um,
say it looks kind of like a small shield generator, and you sort of put it on
Okay.
on the back of your belt.
And then his tentacles undulate in surprise and goes, "Oh, well, that makes a
Better?
immediate difference. Absolutely.
Great.
Oh, this is
Let me know if there's anything that feels weird or off. I'm not used to all of these components, and some of the stuff that I took from my workshop is a little bit experimental, but it should be fine.
No, that's fantastic. I am somewhat limited here, but when we get back to a proper workshop, let me know. I'd be happy to optimize any gear that you have, or if you've got anything that needs a tune-up, I can certainly give it a shot.
Thanks. I mean, you helped my brother with that, which is what we really needed.
Sure. Do you want to talk about these lizards?
Yes.
All right.
Intense xenobiological discussion.
As part of that discussion, because I know at least Crack knows more about this stuff than I do.
Mhm.
But as part of that discussion, Crack would ask, given the fact that this is developed as a preventative measure, as a defensive measure, should we assume from that some, if not all, of the predators on this planet are force sensitive as well?
I mean, I thought that was yes, that is an assumption we should make, both because of that and because this planet's a force hot spot and transparently radiates force, increasing everything that's attuned to it, meaning that, yeah.
Do you think that applies to predator species that are not normally force sensitive, like the wolf rats and the Nexu that we encountered earlier? The reason I ask is because I want to know, do we need to be more concerned than usual about known quantities, rendering them unknown, or should we be more concerned about unknown predator species?
Make a xenobiology roll if you want.
Think on that on a long time.
Yeah, diff 2.
Oh, I was thinking it'd be a survival, but I can do xenobiology. That is
Xeno-
much better for me. What difficulty?
Diff 2. Xenology roll, I should say, but yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I keep mispronouncing
No,
that
that's
one.
that's because I said it wrong.
3 successes. Kitty is really smart.
Yes, it is entirely possible that the natural species that you're more familiar with have gained force sensitivity and thus access to force powers, having been living on or born or evolved on this planet instead of others.
I mean, according to my brother, rule 1 is always be concerned about all predators. But rule in this specific instance, yes, things that wouldn't in other places be force sensitive might be force sensitive. Just like those don't usually glow, but they glow here because the sun is different or a different distance. Distance is kind of a lie.
So to obtain an appropriate sample size, shouldn't we attempt to gather more than simply the lizards? Anything else that we come across that could feasibly be collected?
Well, I don't think that's necessarily a good idea because then the predators will smell it on us, the dead other things. It's kind of like sharks. But like for me, I don't know. It's not that important. everything is woven into the Force. For that to be amplified in some cases is just how it works.
Crack will shrug and say, well, if there is anything like the lizards that you think is of particular note, just let me know, and I'll back you up on us needing to take it back.
Okay, thanks.
Who should we wake up for the next watch?
Nerees did say, I think, that they would take the second watch.
Yes.
So did Graz.
I'm trying to
Okay.
Okay. Yep. The people who said they should be woken up for second watch.
Nobody indicated third or fourth or anything beyond that, but
No.
That's not my problem.
Maybe we should wake up some of them and ask them what watch they want to have.
Do you really, really, really want them to stab you so they'll feel bad about it later?
Not so they'll feel bad about it later.
Hmm.
I do. And Crack
So
sort
you
of
want
leans
them
in.
to stab you for a different reason?
Crack leans in
Here.
closer. Crack leans in closer and says, "Have you seen the blade that Evasia has?"
Oh.
Crack wants to get stabbed so he can study the Warblade.
He lives.
And the blade that came out of nowhere. I wouldn't ask about it back on the Aeon Cutter, but I mean that Dathomirian technique of summoning something. I assume it's through the Force. That's fascinating. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, it's so cool. It's like it's already there and it's just sort of pushed around because distance isn't real. It's just the way we understand the world sometimes. But I understand. I just want to suggest that Nereus might not save you.
No. I understand it's a risk, but isn't all discovery?
I support you and believe in you and encourage you to wait until I have the time to make a healing potion. Or
Okay.
maybe just be nice to them and then ask.
Yes, I that's certainly an eventuality I see happening.
Well, no, you can't do it.
Hello, Ileana. May I see a Dathomirian blade? Oh, here it is in my sternum. See,
Well,
I think even if
no,
I
you
ask
have to be
politely,
friends first, and the more you make them upset, the harder it is to be friends, and the less they want to share.
well, I think if you look back, you'll see I've been nothing but friendly. I'm just trying a different approach.
Mm. I appreciate that you want to be stabbed for science.
That's one way
I
to
just
put
can't
it,
help you
but,
with that.
Yeah. All right. Duly noted. As always, I appreciate
You
your
know
input.
who you should ask for advice?
Who's that?
Corserath. He's good at being standoffish and gentle and not getting on Avasia's nerves. And I think he probably likes science. Most people like science, right?
Craig considers this for a moment and said, well, I can't imagine anyone wouldn't like science.
Right?
I think it depends. I think it depends on the moment at which I find him. But I will take that under advisement as well.
Oh, yeah. When he's stabbing things is a bad time to ask.
Right.
Night.
When's a
Good
good time
night.
to ask Coursera
Nereus,
things?
Nereus,
When
Nereus,
he's not
Nereus.
in killing
I've
mood.
already woken. The screen is
This-
flickered on. I've got like an internal clock thing.
This is like this is like a race to see who can give the worst advice to the other about a situation.
Your sense of time is really good, Nereus. Night.
Good night.
Hi, Nerees.
Hello.
Good night.
Good night. I look around. Who is doing watch with me?
Graz is stretching and getting up.
Ah,
Yeah, if
I
nobody
will
wakes
scan
up
in that
Graz, we would have.
Sorry,
and I will rotate and stabilize.
Fucking
Start
T1000 out of here.
sorry, what are you doing, Mara?
What?
I missed.
And finding a
rotate
spot
around,
to watch, just like sitting.
like,
Oh, okay. Sorry, I
stay-wise.
missed the initial statement, and I just heard
Okay.
the turning around.
Nerees is in
Okay.
turret mode.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Understood.
Yep. Begin
Comprehended.
scanning.
Yeah.
Make a
Nerees is
perception check.
bastioning right now.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
Should I make one as well?
If you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that difficulty all affected by the fact that it's dark out? Because I ignore stuff.
That's why you don't have any setback die, and
Okay,
Graz has
cool.
1.
God damn it.
Cool. Perception?
I'll re-roll that. God. Freaking-
I'll also point out 100% neither Crack nor Kitty made perception rolls while on watch.
Nope.
Which
Neither
is
one.
my favorite goddamn thing.
Well, I failed.
And I got 2 successes. Graz is actually paying attention.
Okay. So Nerees,
Yep.
you are looking around, and there sure are some goddamn trees around here.
Yep.
Lots of trees.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Trees everywhere you can see. Graz,
I'm watching tree octopi.
you can see beyond the trees. There is some amount of movement out in the woods, but it doesn't seem like it's directed towards where you're at. You can sort of, as you're passively watching for a little bit, you can see that it seems like a lot of the foot traffic that would, so like these sort of nighttime predators that you might expect, are just completely bypassing the zone that these Usalamir offshoots have created. Like they can't even tell it's there, really.
Mm-hmm. Seems to be doing its job then.
What
Very
does?
good. If you observe most of the wild fauna in this ecosystem skirts this grove, doesn't even approach it as though it's visible.
I
You'll
saw
see
that.
them. Yes. Helpful. Like a space inside of the actual space.
Yes.
That's how Graz describes pockets. A foreign concept.
I mean,
Mystic.
Wookiees.
I don't know. I do not know if it is the same thing Nibishuza does, but he can also
Remain
mask.
undetected.
Yes.
Useful. Well, are we going to, do you think, take a standard length of rest, 6 to 10 hours or so, and then utilize the rest of the time and travel in the dark, or are we going to wait for daylight before we attempt to move? Would you recommend?
If you all will not be able to sleep much longer than standard biological time, we sit here in a small area, I believe we will kill each other.
That is relevant.
You all seem to need action. I would recommend moving on.
I think it'd be really dangerous to move out during night, given that we didn't stop because we were tired. We stopped because we think the nighttime predators are going to be more dangerous, at least to us, because we, by and large, do not have great... Well, sorry, some of us are very, very good at
You
things
should
not
be
being
sleeping.
lit, but...
I was gonna say.
If Kitty is just not sleeping and has been sitting watching this conversation, that's
Do you
amazing.
need-
Crap,
do you need
sorry, I thought
assistance?
that this was happening the next morning.
No.
No, this is
No,
direct.
this is
this is
this
still-
is just watch.
This is still on watch.
But please still have that be the case.
I'm fine with it.
I mean, it makes an amount of sense.
Dream Kitty is arguing this. Sorry, my bad. I just
It's all good.
misheard something.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Can
Well.
you see in the dark?
Not as well as in the light, but some.
Do you think it is advisable?
We are very ignorant of the nighttime composition of the ecosystem. I think I'll approach the boundary and see. If it looks like there are large numbers of predators moving under cover of darkness, then it may be wiser to take a slower, more cautious approach.
If an octopus grabs you, I will yell for assistance.
I appreciate that.
You heading
And
out?
Graz
Hey,
will get
Graz.
up, and Graz will go hang out in the actual shallowing boundary itself and
Yeah.
see what he can observe of the.
You step out into the muted forest, and you for the first time in a while, you feel that not quite there. Like you know the force is there, but you can't reach out to it and grab it.
He honestly probably relaxes a little more given that state.
It's a little. I mean, however you react is however you react. It can't. It's definitely one of those things where it's like part of your senses that you can't quite quantify have been muted. And it's it's like if for no reason that you can discern, your vision suddenly went blurry. You know, like how when you wake up in the morning and you don't have your glasses on, but you think you have your glasses on, and you start and you kind of just a little bit freak out. It's kind of like that.
Yep. Okay.
Like a partial sensory deprivation tank.
Something. But anyways, so you step out into this muted field, and take a look, and it's not like there are droves of creatures wandering around. It's just that you have noticed movement here and there. Give me another perception check, difficulty 2.
Okay. Setback still?
Yes, setback still.
Okay. Nothing. 3 fail, 3 advantage.
So yeah, not really nothing you can tell details wise. There is definitely movement out there. You can sense it. But nothing specific.
Okay. Can I pull anything from those advantages?
Nothing for perception.
Nothing
no.
current? Okay.
No.
No worries then.
But it seems like the thing. The land. You do know that the landscape wouldn't necessarily have changed. So you're unfamiliar with the planet. You don't know if maybe everything rearranges at night. You don't know. But
Okay. No worries. He'll spend some time out there, and then as watch draws to a close, he'll come back. Did anyone say who was taking our next stage?
I do not believe so.
All right. Well, I'll go wake them up. And Graz goes and wakes up Avazia and Eliana.
Okay.
And
Not
goes back to
Avazia-
sleep.
Not Avazia and Corsarat, considering they're probably next to each other.
Nope.
I like the idea that you have to gently step past Corsarat.
Yep.
Which is probably risking being stabbed, all things considered.
you're asleep. It's fine.
Yeah, what happens when you startle a Sith? When you startle a former Sith assassin awake in the middle of the night?
It's fine. Your lightsaber is a training saber. It can't hurt hard.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I feel like the people that are being woken
I'll
up
probably take-
are the ones
yeah.
with actual stabbing implements, to my recollection.
Yeah.
This is also true.
It's true.
Yep.
Graz likes to live on the edge.
Next morning,
I'm
are we missing someone? Krex has decided to go take a walk.
So Avasya.
It's been like 4 hours. I'm sure he's fine.
Avasya and Ilyana are woken
Yep.
up.
I will immediately do the tree climbing thing.
Avazia will wake up Corsarat for a minute and ask how he wants to do the watch. We never discussed it. Do you want to do it now? Do you want to do it after Ileana and myself?
Whatever you'd prefer. I can be up now if you so desire, or I can take a fourth watch.
Maybe by yourself if you take a fourth watch.
I mean, if I don't take a fourth watch, then we have no one taking a fourth watch, and presumably trust to the ring of light-bearing, force-dampening lizards.
I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and take one with Ileana, and I'll wake you after.
Very well. He goes back to sleeping.
All right. Ileana, give you a perception check with a setback die, unless you have something that that helps you at nighttime.
Could I make an argument for survival?
Does it say it removes setback dice for nighttime perception checks?
For the roll in general.
Oh, for the roll in general. So what are you trying to do as you're up the tree? Are you trying to...
keeping an eye on the wilderness. I figure perception is good for knowing, very easily being able to separate out, oh, that wrestling is just an animal of some kind, or like a small animal of some kind, not a threat, or
Sure, also you can make a survival check.
like, yeah, okay.
2 difficulty, 1 setback die.
2 difficulty, 1 setback.
Vasia, are you taking a look out for anything?
Yes.
So perception, 2 difficulty, 2 difficulty, 1 setback.
Which
Yeah,
one's the setback?
Black. The black
one.
black
Okay.
D6s are...
Just to make sure, I don't believe that my outdoorsman thing actually removes setback dice for this, but I will check and make sure really
Go ahead.
quick. No, moving through terrain or managing terrain or environmental effects.
Yeah.
Unless seeing at night is managing an environmental check.
No.
Okay.
That's some quality rules lawyering, though.
I appreciate quality rules lawyering. But...
let's see. Survival. Boop. Thank you. Well, that was dice rolled. I certainly rolled some dice.
The Jeremy special.
You're up there and you're listening out. Not much seems to
I
be
see
happening.
nothing.
You don't see anything. You don't hear much. You see the lizards and they're glowing and they seem
Right.
contently asleep.
I leave them where they are. They're not hurting anything.
Night there is correct.
Avasia, looking out. You also see the animal, sort of like the animals moving around the ring, and that they seem to be completely ignoring. About halfway through your shift, whether or not any conversations happened before that, we'll figure that out in a second. About halfway through your shift, you hear what you believe to be the sound of blaster fire. Off in the distance, you don't see any flashes or anything.
How far?
Quite a distance away. Like
Okay.
it's not close enough that you would have been able to see the shot. Like, so there's no light or anything that you saw, but you swear you heard blaster fire.
Okay. Jeremy, would there be any conversation before that?
I honestly don't think so. Not on this planet.
Okay. All right.
She's too on edge on this planet.
Okay. Then she will immediately let Ileana know. There is blaster fire.
Okay.
Very far off. I didn't see anything.
I will. Can I get higher in the tree and see if I
No higher than you. You can make a perception check though if you'd like.
Okay, I will make a perception check.
1
at this
setback,
point.
2 difficulty.
Yep. I will flip point.
Go ahead.
1 setback, 2 difficulty. Flipped. Upgrade. Perception, because I am not quite as good at perceiving.
Aw, what a wash.
You're not hearing or seeing anything either.
Nothing up.
No, nothing that you can see.
I'm. This is me
sorry,
saying.
sorry. Got it. Sorry.
Let me talk, John.
Sorry, it
Um,
sounded like you normally.
Yeah, that's because I don't do voices unless I'm playing Drow.
And you
Which
do
if
many
your
voices for
drow
the same
voices
character.
Of voices you would do is kind of a blessing.
So it's one voice, many accents, all in one. But anyways, I don't see it from here. Check it out, or
It was very far off. We would
Very
have to
far
go
off?
long
Okay.
distance.
let's not check it out then.
Uh, should we wake the others or should we just tell them?
Tell them,
morning.
Tell them after.
Uh, there's
keep
not really
some-
much to be done right now.
Can you keep some extra eye out? I'm gonna look ahead.
All right.
And I will, right where I am in the tree, sit down, meditate, and I'm going to try to look ahead for blaster fire in my next 24 hours of future.
Sure. Go ahead and make your
And I
force
roll
C roll.
I roll a
2 force die.
force die. Motherfucker.
So, would you like to take 4 strain, flip a light side, and use those 4 points or not?
Oh.
And generate 4 points of conflict.
What the fuck? Why not?
All right. So you take 4 strain.
Yep.
You take 4 points of conflict.
Yep.
And you have 4 points of force power to use.
And I throw those all into, which I guess it doesn't really matter that much that I'm throwing it all into because I don't have any strength upgrades. But I want to look into our immediate, our next day.
Basically, the way I see it is that you're using those extra points to get more vague hints than you would
Right.
otherwise.
Legit.
So you, in your vision, you see Groztatha deflecting a blaster shot with a lightsaber, with his training saber. You see Nereis with shadowy figures sort of like climbing all over them. You see Korsarath getting stabbed. And you see that same temple that you saw in your previous vision.
Right.
You're
Okay.
getting a sense that that temple is not an immediate next day vision. You're not certain why you're seeing it when you're just using the 4C, the base power of the 4C, but it's the consistent same vision that you had last time, and you haven't
Right.
seen it yet.
I dislike this planet even more. So yeah, after however long that takes, hour or so,
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah.
I feel like with all of that and the fact that somehow I'm seeing further, startles are enough that she falls out of the tree.
Ah! You can give me
Avazia will run over to make sure she's okay.
I'm good. She like bounces up. I'm fine.
Did you see anything?
We're gonna be in a fight soon.
Did you see with who?
Something with blasters and blades and swarms.
How much of the fight did you see? Were
I don't
things
get to
going
see.
well for us?
No, not really. It was There's going to need to be some sidestepping and some... It'll be fine. It'll be good.
You just said things weren't going well for us.
It
Why will it?
weren't going well, but that can be fixed. It's fine. It's good.
Can you be a little more clear on what you saw?
Gorthras is going to need to either duck or sidestep. It was probably, what kind of a stab was it?
It looked like something coming from behind Corserath and stabbing into the stomach.
Gorthras is going to need to watch his back.
Why?
Stabbing. There's... Graz will be fine. And we have to keep an eye on nerds. Not because of stabbing. Like, they're not stabbing. Not that kind of keep an eye on. Not like crack keep an eye on.
Did Crack die?
No.
Oh.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I didn't see him.
If all else fails, we can
That
use
could
him as
mean
a
he's
shield.
already dead by that point.
One
It's
can
just how-
hope.
Yeah, just keep an eye on those two, and we'll be fine.
I'll warn Corserath.
Okay. Yep.
Your shift on watch eventually comes to the end, and you're going to wake up Corserath Avasia, apparently.
Avazia will wake him up. Avazia is also going to just stay up. She's going to stay up with him.
Okay. You've had plenty of sleep already, so.
Mm-hmm.
The two of you are awake.
I heard blaster fire in the far distance.
Who else is
And-
on this planet with us?
Ileana said she looked ahead and we're going to be getting into a fight with whoever has the blasters. And you need to watch your back because you were stabbed.
Good to note. And of course, Wrath will sort of get up, walk to dead center of the camp, probably, and just sort of sit down, cross legs, and just close eyes and just perceive and sense and just focus.
Are you using a specific force power, or are you just going
No, he's just
make a perception check?
centering himself and listening.
All right, make a perception check.
Because he knows his eyes aren't going to be working very well anyway.
Still 1 setback and 2 difficulty. Because in addition to there being darkness, there's also lots of nature noise.
Do I need to make another perception check?
If you'd like.
Nope.
You're not hearing anything.
And the rancor crashes through the tree.
And we die.
The ground opens up and swallows you all. Yeah, no, you're not hearing anything at the moment.
He's mostly just meditating.
It's a rancor with a blaster.
Ah.
It's a let's be honest, a blaster sized for a rancor. It's a rancor with a ship cannon.
With his turbo laser, yeah. Right. Mhm.
There's art of that online. I was going to throw one at you if you annoyed me too much.
Brilliant.
Modified rancor.
Amazing.
Anything else you guys are doing on your watch? Or are you just sort of silently waiting?
Unless spoken to, she's silently waiting.
Of course, Arath will sit and meditate and focus and not really speak unless spoken to.
After a while, the rest of you that had been sleeping will wake up naturally. Just, you've gotten your full amount of rest, and it is still dark out.
Well, we have at least probably 12 more hours of darkness. We can either spend it here in relative safety, or we can risk going forward.
There was blaster fire in the night.
We're gonna go
Nearby.
forward.
It was pretty far off.
Doesn't seem that this place of force suppression is going to be much use to us if something that uses blasters comes along.
Well,
We are apparently going to get into a fight with whoever has the blasters, according to Ileana.
We're gonna go forward.
All right. Toward the ship or toward the we know it's a temple, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of those are in the same direction.
There, yeah.
Right.
and
And the
best we
answer
can
is
tell, the ship
yes.
is closest.
Yeah, the answer
Alright.
is yes. I mean, we could not go forward and we could stay here, but typically when that happens, it just means that what was gonna happen happens anyways, but much worse.
Let's go forward then.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I have binoculars that can see in the dark. Should I take point here?
Graz steps over to Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
Are you comfortable trusting Ileana?
With what? What? I mean, the force obviously should specify.
Her analysis of what's happened and what her senses indicate. I feel it would be safer to move as a group, and the rest of the group seems to be in agreement, but I've come more to rely on you for understanding of what the Force is saying at any given moment.
The force says different things to different people. Ileana will know how her visions work in a way that no one else can, because as the visions come through her, she can share them. But so yes, you should trust him. You shouldn't necessarily.
This is not a argument worth having, is what you're saying.
If you have practical concerns, bring them up. But fighting against visions, that's not a thing.
All right, then. Nerese, you're taking the first point then with your enhanced vision?
Yes.
And Crack will put on his scanner goggles and say, and I can take the rear or assist on point.
Yes
should
to
be
both.
I should be up front because I can get us. I can navigate us through.
All right.
Quick movement.
If we're
thing.
leaving, I need to go grab some things. Climbs back up a tree.
All right.
So, John, first question.
Yes.
Do I think there's any possibility of like doing the apple tree thing and cutting off a bit and putting it on a smaller tree and having some of these living on that?
Possibly. It would depend on. There is a way to get these. There is a way to get Ysalamir and thus these off of a tree that they're living on. It requires you to be very, very precise and careful. It would be a hard difficulty thing, building a thing. It would
Hard difficulty is difficulty 3, right?
Yeah, difficulty 3. It would be a hard difficulty coordination check followed by a hard difficulty survival check. So it'd be a hard difficulty coordination check followed by a hard difficulty survival check, and if you succeed on both, you could remove one safely without killing it. And then if you had like a tree or like a something that it could draw nutrients from, you could reattach it to that.
But if we hack, and I apologize, Aaron, if this isn't what you were asking, let me know. But my understanding is the question was actually, what if we hacked off the limb entirely, left the Salamiri alone, and then grafted that limb onto another living tree, like an apple tree graft?
Yeah, like I was essentially getting at the point that John made, but I was kind of asking.
If you break the limb off, it's hard to tell because you're not certain exactly how far the claws are in. If you break the limb off at a point where it's not going to cut the claws, it'll survive until that limb is dead, and then it'll detach and try to find another source. You could graft that limb onto another tree. That would require a lot of skill and care, and the limb still might not survive. And if the limb doesn't survive, it'll detach and leave.
But then it would detach on its own.
Yeah, it would detach on its own.
But Ileana said she didn't want any.
Yeah, so long as you don't clip its feeders, it'll live with the tree. It'll live with the limb you remove. The trick is going to be trying not to clip its feeders.
Okay, GM, remind me, did I promise not to bring any living ones or just say that I would use them dead?
You said you could use them dead. You didn't say anything about promising not to bring any living ones.
Science, research, maintenance, social skills. I am balancing these things. But there was a clear implication that living ones would be unwelcome. So I will just sort of... I'm still going to try and get them... I'm actually going to initially try and cut without cutting cut the tree such that I don't cut the claws.
Yeah. It's going to be a hard difficulty coordination check.
Can Crack assist with that?
Yeah, you can assist with that. So that's something you can assist with. With Crack's assistance, you get a boost die.
Great. I'm gonna need that. Guess how many points I have in coordination, guys.
Probably the same.
But what I love about this system is that I can still succeed, unlike some other systems. 2 threats and nothing else.
So you managed to break the limb off. Were you going for a limb that only had 1 on it?
Question. You said it was a hard difficulty 3, right?
Yeah, hard difficulty. Oh, yeah, difficulty 3, not difficulty 4.
Sorry, re-rolling.
That's fair. And while you're re-rolling, are you trying to get just 1 off, or are you trying to get like a bundle of them off?
Right now I'm trying to get just 1. I will also be cutting off a bundle a lot less carefully.
Could Kitty assist Crack? Because Crack at least has 2 points in agility, which would give me 2.
Oh, wait, coordination and coercion are different words. I'm dyslexic.
Yeah.
We have the same.
Coordination, yeah.
I was kind of like,
it'd be
it's
the
weird
same.
that coordination's a willpower roll. Wait, no, it's not. Agility.
Yay!
You do manage to remove 1 branch with 1 living Ysalamir on it. And as you pull it away, just something you'd notice as you pull it away, the radius of an individual Ysalamir is about 1 person. So as you pull,
radius?
Yeah, so like where the bunch of them together make a really large sort of bubble of force negation. When separated from the group, that big bubble reduces to about the size of 1 person.
Crack.
Yeah.
Go very quietly get near it.
Okay.
And if that doesn't happen quietly, that's fine, but I tried.
All right.
Crack will then try. I'm gonna go for one of the larger bunches a lot less carefully, just
sure,
so I can harvest them for ingredients.
Yeah, that's easy. You can very easily kill Ysalamir. They're very easy to kill. You don't have to make a roll for it.
I will
keep their bodies for science.
You kill a bunch of
and
your
to
fellows.
learn things.
Yeah.
Field
Nereus
samples, man.
is,
I'm fully aware this may result in some dark side conflict, and that's totally fine.
Yeah,
I
no,
had-
it's definitely resulting in some dark side conflict.
I can hear it in your voice.
I had a question
Yes.
because Graz was taking the helmet that they had found in the hut
Mhm.
with them, because I don't know, because Mara does not know any of the lore. Is there any sort of context around that Nereus would know on like bringing that back with us to the Aeon Cutter, if that might cause problems later? I'm just wondering,
Give
like,
me
if that
a. Give me a
Hopefully, if
warf-
Crack gets Nereus.
Give me a warfare roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 4.
Okay, I probably don't know. All right. Yeah.
You have no idea.
Okay. All right, I'm just looking at that then when Crack presumably comes up.
Nereus,
What?
come on back this way.
Why?
Kitty wants to see you.
Why are you
What's
whispering?
my perception checked over here? This
Difficulty 2.
She told me to.
You hear Crack whispering to Nereus, and Nereus not whispering back.
Yeah, no, I'm
You
not.
can't tell what Crack's saying, but you can definitely hear Nereus.
I'm just gonna go find my sister.
Go around to the other side of the grove. You find your sister culling some Ysalamir.
I'm only going up one tree.
That's why I said so.
Decided to collect them.
Yeah, ingredients are important.
They are.
What?
I feel like our parents had things to say about ecology we didn't actively understand in
And they
terms of
also had
samples.
things to say about collecting medicinal ingredients.
Yes, there is a balance to be struck here. That is true.
If you're worried about that, this is clearly already an artificially created. Someone moved things here. They're essentially farm animals.
Are they?
Well, more in the like silkworm context than the hog context. Replace those words with Star Wars ones.
Silkworms and hogs exist in Star Wars.
The
Cool. More in the
recording we found seemed to
context, but
indicate.
yeah.
Well, or this is how they naturally grew here, and someone discovered it and just took advantage of the natural structure by building the outpost in the middle of it.
Look, it's fine.
All right.
What's the thing that?
Do you need help carrying anything?
Yeah, has
Not
Nereus
right now,
come along
but-
yet? Or
Yes, I have.
okay.
Not right now. Nereus. And I will give my brother a sort of shooing gesture of privacy. And Crack.
They
just one
nod and
second.
just step away.
Yes.
Pulling Nereus.
Does Crack seem to be leaving them alone as well?
I think Kitty just called Crack, unless I misheard that.
No, shoes away.
Oh, okay.
I was not making very clear hand gestures.
No, that's fine.
It's sort of a like, just one second, I want to talk to Nereus.
Craig does a sort of motion with the outer tendrils on his face that Kitty would know him well enough to understand is essentially acquire a nod, and will turn and walk cheerfully back with Graz, and we'll look over.
There's
to
a wave.
Graz.
So I can't make you a talisman, though I'm working on it. I have some ideas. It's just not going to involve these ingredients because that wouldn't help. That might actually hinder. It's not important. But while we're on this planet, if you want it and you promise not to stand close to Ileana because she wouldn't like it, and I don't want to hurt anyone, I'll hand you a branch that has a living lizard thing on it.
I look at the thing, I look at the branch, I look at the bodies that are around because
they're like in a bag by this point, actually.
They're in a bag? Okay. Would you have would they have been like totally put away by the time I got there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
So it's alive. It's about a person, you can probably feel it's about a person size bubble. So
it's actually at the other end of the branch. You can't feel the bubble near. That's how. That's how.
I will hand it over.
Okay.
But it'll definitely detach and either go live somewhere else or die. Probably find a different tree. It's probably not going to stay attached for that long because this branch isn't alive, or obviously it still has life in it, but the branch will die pretty soon. If you want it.
I am disturbed.
Why?
So, Nereis, you're holding onto the branch close to the Ysalamir?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've noticed something weird. Something that you didn't notice when you were just walking underneath them.
Okay.
With this proximity, your arm isn't registering your commands.
Yeah.
Like, it's clamped on, it's holding, but you can't make it move or let go.
Then this will not work. Can my other arm go?
Your other arm is far enough away that it'll still move.
Okay, I try and release my hand, other arm.
So you use the other arm to sort of like grab your elbow and shove the arm further out, and then just sort of like whack, 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 and the branch drops. And then your hand comes back to your control.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't realize it would do that. You asked about a talisman that could...
No, I do not quite understand how this all works. No. That is... Can you put it back?
I was gonna give it to... Actually, no, that would be a really bad idea. Never mind.
So, mechanically, just so that you're aware now, Mara, that you've experienced it, your ability to control your body is not affected by the larger radius because it's a generalized dampening field. But if you are within, like, engaged range of a Ysalamir, you can't control your body very well.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'll pick it up and I'll sort of put the branch onto the tree. I'm not going to reattach it or anything.
Yeah.
In a few days, this branch will be out, and then he'll just reattach somewhere else.
Thank you. Right.
Let's go.
All right. And I will follow you back. If you look back, Nereis is still moving their hand back and forth. Testing.
I am really sorry. I didn't realize. I should have thought about that, but there's so many factors, and I've never run into bones controlling droid movement before.
Yes, no.
And you're sort of...
Me either.
If I make you I'll be really careful about that and try and...
Nereis, you're sort of reminded that of the fact that you use the Force very regularly, more so than even conscious thought, just to move around at this point.
Yeah. Having apologized, move back to the group.
Yep. My hand, for some reason.
Well, actually, move back to Crack first. I'm assuming you probably can't do much with these without a lab.
It depends on what you want me to do with them. If you want to
Well,
extract things, we could certainly do it while we're here.
No, it's fine. I can do all of that. I think that I should hold on to them because in emergencies I could use them to strengthen potions and stuff without additional equipment. But once we're on the ship, I'll give you yours.
Oh, I honestly, I would be more comfortable with you doing the research. I'm happy to assist, but biological samples much more within your particular bed. Just as long as you share the research, I'll be perfectly happy.
Okay, promise. Thanks.
Are we quite ready?
Is Graz still nearby for this conversation? Because Crack and Graz were walking past.
Yeah, Graz was mostly just
Yeah.
making sure that Crack wasn't going to sort of derp his way into a conversation that his sister had told Graz that she wanted to be alone for. That was the only thing that Graz was trying to ensure.
Yeah, Kitty would have had this conversation in front of. Sorry, Jack, if you wanted to.
No, you're good.
No, weirdly, Crack seemed 100% on board and picking up on all the cues that Kitty was laying down.
Okay.
And as she leaves, Crack will look at Graz and say to them, "You must be very proud."
Very. Daily.
Absolutely brilliant.
Indeed.
I wish you'd kept the live one.
I think we are not properly equipped for the transport of live samples at this time, unfortunately.
At this point, so just really quick, actually, I want to clarify something. Are you guys still preparing to get to leave and haven't left yet?
Yeah, Kitty was
I think so.
letting the organization people do survival organization and going to grab the thing. Right.
Yeah. I assume we're like, if we're not leaving right now, we're sort of on the cusp of completing our preparations and and ready to go, more or less.
Because the hope was breaking the barrier would be the last thing we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ilyana, Corsorath, Avasia, same page.
Yes, we're about to leave, if not leaving right
All right,
now.
cool.
Yeah.
All of you can hear blaster fire in the distance.
Oh, hey!
We took too long.
And there it is again.
Sorry.
This time,
Can we get a direction?
It's louder. Yes, it is due east.
We're headed north, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Let's
hear
get moving.
due east. You hear and can see slight flashes of blaster fire.
Oh,
You really want to run from that?
Keep moving.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about repeating force things that we've tried before. Again, I want to reach out to try and find our mentors in the force with my Seeky power thing.
Yeah, you can try it again. Go ahead and make the roll.
I
which
feel
is
like
just
sounds like you want to risk getting more conflict. Please go ahead.
Also, thing I hadn't realized previously, that roll requires 2 successes to be successful.
Yes.
Yes, I'm spending we have a light side point to spend.
Yep.
I'm spending that and taking the conflict. At this point, are we noting down conflict for mechanical stuff like that?
Yeah, you know down.
Okay. That's 1 conflict for getting 1 dark side to light side.
Let me take a look really
Force
quick
point.
One strain.
at the power.
And Seek doesn't have any mechanical changes from using the dark side according to the versions of it I have in my notes.
Yeah. Let me just take a look at the power real quick because I want to see.
I would probably be going for whichever of our mentors, so probably the stabby mentor, is more likely to be fighting a blaster.
So two successes to gain insight into the general location or direction of a person or object that you know about, regardless of current distance. you get no sense of Saris.
Okay.
Who's
Thank
the one
you.
you were thinking of?
Sorry, I forgot her name.
Yeah, that's fine.
Are we diverting or are we leaving this in our wake?
I
Let's-
am almost positive it's not Saris.
Let's keep moving.
It seems exceptionally foolish
we-
to head directly towards it.
I mean,
Yeah, I was
Can it
thinking it
be-
might be different if it was definitely our mentors, but I don't disagree.
If it comes to find us, it comes to find us. That doesn't mean we should seek it out.
Ileana?
two things. One, we're gonna be fighting. So it might not be that. Like, I will acknowledge that there might be another random blaster fire within our path on this forest planet within the next day, but it does seem to be quite a coincidence, and we do eventually fight it. And two, do we really want something that might be a threat at our backs or our sides as we're traversing our way through here, or do we want to check it out at least?
You know better than me these things because you're good at. How far off our trail is it? Because if we spend multiple days and don't ever find it,
If that's us, if that's what's gonna happen, it won't be several days off. It'll be sometime today.
okay.
And
But you
John-
understand what I mean. I don't want to
Yes.
go off looking for it unless
Right. We're gonna
John,
find a temple several days from now. But
John, correct me if I'm wrong. With the density of forest here, if we're actually seeing illumination from blaster fire, it's probably maybe 200 yards away at the furthest, would be my guess.
Oh, I
It-
misunderstood.
A
what-
little bit further.
Okay.
Because
A little bit further? Okay.
because of the brightness of the light and the pitch blackness of the landscape because of the
Mhm.
lights
Well, it's
around
right,
you.
it's dark.
Yeah,
Right,
it's pitch black right now, and the lights around you make it even darker outside the ring of light. So it's a little bit further than that, but not much further
Okay.
than that because
Right,
of the
but we're
density
not
of the
even talking like a quarter or a half mile.
No. You're less than a quarter mile away from that.
yeah.
Yeah.
How is it that you're so certain regarding the conflict and the temple?
I saw them.
Obviously, yeah.
All right, let's begin moving towards the battle. Tactically, it is better to fight two smaller battles than have the entirety of the enemy arrayed against you at once, which might be what we risk, according to Ileana.
Right.
Or we could let them kill whatever they're currently battling and be weakened by it, rather than trying to jump into two other people in the middle of a fight.
Well, yes, Korsarath, the implication there was we go and see what is happening. This time, I am not planning on leaping to the forefront and immediately throwing myself into a battle.
Oh,
Or,
thank
however, a
God.
large Wookiee in the middle of the forest, you're not exactly easy to hide.
Yeah, Jeremy, that sounds really frustrating.
Huh?
I said, yeah, Jeremy, that sounds really frustrating if another player did that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
On a serious note,
Yeah.
though, how common knowledge are Ileana's visions among, let's say,
I
her
don't
less
know.
favorite members?
I
of
don't
the-
know how common our individual abilities are. To
No.
each other.
How common knowledge that has she shared them in the past with other people on
That's
the Aeon Cutter?
exactly what I just said. I don't know how
Okay.
common knowledge they are, considering we all train together, GM.
Yeah, you probably know that you have the ability. Like basic powers are definitely things that you might know.
Yeah.
The ability to see into the future, foresight, things like that. The things that you wouldn't know are like trade secrets, like the Dathomir
Right.
weapon summoning and things
Okay.
that you would just
Okay.
never do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
But yes, you
Can
would
you-
all
Also,
you would all know.
Liana has several times implied it, even in just the
Yes,
training
you,
session.
you,
Yeah.
you would all know that one of Ileana's gifts
That was
is
the future.
the
I knew
power of-
that.
is the power of
Mhm.
foresight.
Yep.
Right. Now, was there a hand wave portion where we assumed that was the details were shared, or has that not happened?
No, that has not been shared yet.
Okay. Then
She
Crack would say-
basically just shared it.
okay.
Right.
What-
Mhm.
Can you be more specific about what exactly it was that you saw?
A fight, blaster deflected, stabbing in backs, swarms of things. It'll be fine.
This does
who
not
was-
sound good.
You would all also know the basics of how foreseeing like this works is you don't get clear pictures.
Right.
You get
Also,
flashes.
Yeah. also, I could tell you exactly what happens, but then you could cause it to happen in trying to avoid it.
Well, could you at least tell us who was stabbed, who was shot?
Already been stabbed person has already been warned. Nobody was shot. Safeguards are in place.
Wouldn't those things happen whether or not we go towards the blaster fire, and thus whether or not we go is a different conversation than those things?
Little bit, yes.
Why
So
take
should we go there or not?
I've done the preparations to make sure that that stuff is as mitigated as possible. I really feel we should go rather than have it sneak up on us.
Forewarned is forearmed. I'm
No
with Ileana.
No forearms is forearmed.
Forearm is
Forearms
forearm.
is the worst fucking.
I don't know. I
Remember?
really liked seeing them today. I'm just gonna say. Anyways,
Oh, X-Men. I thought you were making a Ben 10 reference, and I was like, wow, that's kind of a deep cut for this.
for
group.
reference for everybody else, there is a member of the Mutant Liberation Front named
MLF, that's right.
Forearm, whose power is literally he has
He
four
has
arms.
4 arms.
There is also a Ben 10 transformation. Similarly, the power is having forearms.
To
All right.
make this decision, we have 2, 4 going toward the blaster fire. Any more for
I am notably against.
against
Well, you are the one that gets
Against as
stabbed.
well.
against Avazia?
I'm on the edge. I don't want to go towards it, but I feel like we should, because I agree with Ileana. I want to know what's coming. I don't want it to sneak up on us.
Kitty.
I don't like picking fights. Just because there's blasters in our future doesn't mean it's this person's blasters. So if we're willing to not just attack anything we see, I say go. But if we think anything we see will just try and murder, I say leave it. Let it come to us if it wants a fight.
My plan is reconnaissance for what that is
Yeah,
worth.
We check out.
Okay, then I'm on the side of going.
All right.
And
Avazia,
then if
does
it's
that
something
change your
that needs to
answer?
be killed, obviously.
If everyone can agree that no one's going to rush into the battle,
I am of the concern that battle tends to rush to us.
I
At-
understand.
I
that.
mean, if battle
If we have
rushes
a
to us,
blade
it's
out.
going to rush to us, period, no matter what. But
Danger is full.
Avazia.
I say we go.
Right, we're going.
All right.
Let's start moving forward.
Liana actually sort of
Right.
beams a little bit.
Corsorath casually starts to flip his training saber over his fingers, just making sure it's there.
Everyone who would like to, make me stealth checks. Difficulty's
Yeah.
gonna,
And,
difficulty's gonna be 2.
I-
and you're
Yeah.
Did- Difficulty's gonna be
die.
2, and you all get a boost die because it is dark.
How many
Hey.
setback do I get for
Setback
carrying
or
the goddamn
boost?
sled?
The sled does not give you any setback because you exquisitely designed it so that it would not cause you any sort of hampering.
Yay!
Go. Here we go.
Well, I got a lot of advantages.
Nope.
Like I said,
Sorry,
you're a giant
so-
Wookiee, and we're not on Kashyyyk. You're not exactly hard to hide. You're not exactly easy to hide.
Sorry, I had to check something. Okay, this is stealth difficulty 2
With a boost die.
With a boost
with
die.
the boost.
Yep. I am made of metal.
You are.
Clink, 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 clink.
I put all of my points into being smart. That's my excuse.
We are in forest. I are sneaky.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Let's see.
Nice.
One success, one very good success, one failure, one good success, one regular success, one failure, two failures, three success, two failures, one flat. More of you succeeded than failed. So
4 successes actually.
yeah, four. I said one success again, but it was the fourth success. Counting in my brain doesn't matter. All that matters is that I know it. But yes, you got more successes than failures. So the group of you, as quietly as possible, with the occasional clink from metal hitting a rock or something, skitter across the grounds of this forested area, heading towards the blaster fire, which stopped very quickly after it started. It wasn't like prolonged blaster fire. It was pew 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 pew. Quiet.
Mhm.
I will make me perception checks with a setback, unless you're Nereus, who has the ability to remove that setback from darkness.
Actually, I looked at the item and it doesn't remove setbacks, but it lowers the difficulty by 1 if it's due to darkness.
Okay. So
So,
you'll still have that setback then, but it'll be difficulty 1 for you and 2 for everyone else.
Okay. Cool.
And what is it for Crag? It's 2, but without any setback. It just says I treat dark conditions as if they were not.
Oh yes. You don't have any setback. Yeah, so it'll be 2 difficult.
Okay.
What is perception?
Perception is Graz.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
Nereus, you got a boost.
No
you got
more.
To get hurt.
Nereus, you got a boost die.
did. Sorry.
Remove that and reroll.
Sorry. No, it's right. Okay.
No one expects Kitty to do this, I don't think.
Hey!
All right.
Success this time.
So, Graz, Nereus,
Hell yeah.
and Crack. You as you're coming up, you see a figure is standing in the darkness of a clearing, of a fairly small clearing near a river that's a little bit further out. This figure stands at about 7.5 feet tall,
Okay.
covered in
Dad size.
covered in fur. Unlike Wookiees, it's short hair fur, not long hair fur. With sort of a like a primate on steroids, and also a meth addiction face.
So primate from Pokemon.
Kinda, yeah. Just like sharp teeth, hard edges, musculature all over. 2 short, sort of primitive ears. 4 arms, 2 at the shoulders, 1 at the sides. In two of the hands, it is carrying what appears to be a cobbled together vibro axe. You know it's a vibro axe because there's an engine attached to the blade and it's vibrating it. And in the other 2 hands, it is carrying a pair of blasters. It seems to be standing. It's not wearing any clothing. It is completely just fur. And it seems to be standing over it's standing over another one, like it's keeping watch, that is going to town with 4 vibro knives. Again, very rudimentary vibro knives, not very well put together, as just sort of carving up the hide on what looks like some sort of large cattle-like creature.
John, how pleased with yourself were you about that 4-armed comment a couple minutes ago?
Very pleased.
Can I spend my triumph on anything?
Would you? What kind of thing would you like to spend the triumph on?
Whether it's recognizing these species or something about their culture, or noticing something else in the area that would be significant to our potential eventual interaction with these people.
You definitely don't know the species. This is
Okay.
a completely unknown species to you, probably native to this planet.
Right.
They seem semi-sentient, maybe not like fully like your level intelligence, but definitely more intelligent than the regular beasts.
They know
intelligent
how
enough
to use tools.
intelligent enough that they not only know how to use tools, but it seems like the weapons they use seem to have been cobbled together from the discard that you've been finding all over that you guys have been sort of finding. So like the wreckage of whatever expedition was here previously. It seems like they have managed to cobble together the remains of that into functioning weapons.
Okay.
So you would assume these are the natives.
Okay. And I guess I could also assume, based on their deportment, they have not noticed our approach.
At least these two don't seem to have.
Right. Okay. Then he is going to crouch back and wait.
They seem to be barking. They seem to be barking at each other in some sort of rudimentary language that you definitely don't understand. You're getting a sense of impatience from the one that's standing on top, from the one that's taller, and just from the way they're looking around, they definitely don't have any trouble seeing in the dark.
Okay.
So I'd like to know if I can tell if they were shooting at that thing, or if they're still like looking around for, are we maybe having another set of enemies in this encounter?
You can give me a cool check.
Okay.
Difficulty 2.
All right. Let me reset things to 1 success.
The one that's standing sort of on lookout is on watch.
Okay.
They were definitely shooting at this creature,
Okay.
but it seems like it's keeping an eye out for other predators.
Got it.
Like they are claiming their kill, and they're keeping an eye out in case anything else wants to come and try to claim it instead.
Okay.
Graz is going to turn to whoever's closest to him and as absolutely quietly as they can just say, "Let's move on."
So, Graz, I'm going to say that another aspect of the triumph that you got is that as you turn to look at the rest, you see Corsorath in the back.
Yeah, Corsorath is looking over his shoulder, by the way.
And
He was given that specific warning.
Corsorath is looking off to the left, like over his shoulder, and in his blind spot from the right is another one of these creatures with 4 vibro knives coming in. We're going to roll some initiative.
You went for the wrong target, motherfucker.
We'll see.
You don't know how tough these guys are. So
It's true, we don't.
Pulling up.
You can survive being stabbed, which makes you the wrong target.
But can
I
you
assume
survive getting stabbed 4 times?
Well, considering that
Remember
parry is
to
incidental, then I
remove
can just
everything that's in
activate.
your thing before rolling initiative.
Yeah, so make sure
Thank
you
you.
remove all your difficulties. Make sure those are cleared.
Is this unexpected or expected?
Everyone but Graz is going to be rolling vigilance. Graz, you'll be rolling
Yay!
cool.
Okay.
I am better at vigilance.
I am in theory, not in practice.
Well,
Apparently.
yeah, unless I roll dice.
You and me both.
Wow, they rolled really well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
damn, they did. Poor Corsorath. This is gonna hurt.
I repeat, parrying is a thing I can just do.
Even when you're surprised?
Yes.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
just
wow.
you can just parry at any time.
Okay, cool.
Whenever I'm hit with a melee attack, I can parry the damage.
Yep. You take strain to do it, but
Yeah.
all right. Got them, then you guys, them, then you guys. All right. So one of you gets to go in the midst of their turn.
I'm voting for Corsorath.
So first, we've got this one who's currently coming in with 4 knives at. They only get 2 attacks though because they only have because the system doesn't really encourage 4-armed attacks. Oh wait, no, it would be linked, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's linked. We'll say rather than 2 attacks, they get 1 attack, but it's linked to 3.
Legit.
Unless you're operating off a set stat block, I know other four-armed species get a free extra maneuver.
Okay.
Yeah, it's usually handled something like that.
Yeah,
with any advantage
there are abilities
their
that there are abilities
physiology are
there
built
are
into
yeah, there are abilities that certain species get for making multiple attacks if they have multiple arms. And I'm basing this on that because like
Yeah,
certain
well,
attacks can get linked checks.
and to be fair, yeah, that's for player character races. I would imagine it
Yeah, PCs
streamlines it a heck
operate
of a lot.
distinctly differently than
Yeah.
anything else
They do.
in Star Wars.
So we're gonna say that they make this attack. They add the linked 3 quality to it. Engaged. 2 difficulty. I'm gonna spend a dark side because you only have 1 light side left, and you could use some more light side points. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, John. I like how you try to play that off as being altruistic.
Hey, I am your friend. That's all. I'm just being friendly. He's giving Corserath a hug.
With knives. Knife
Very
hug.
sharp hug.
A very sharp
The
hug.
cultural difference.
Yeah, this
They
is
use knives to express affection.
cultural differences. That's all.
When Crack dies in this encounter, can I re-roll one of
Alright.
these things?
So, Corserath, you get that training saber turned on quick enough to deflect 3 of the knives as that 4th one comes around and just gets you right in the gut. So you're going to take 5 damage, pierce 2. So 2 of your soak goes.
Parry it.
All right, go ahead and make your parry check.
I don't have to make a check.
Oh, yeah, you take 2 strain.
I suffer 3 strain and reduce the damage by 4, which is less than my 2 soak.
All right, so your soak. How much soak do you have normally?
2 soak.
So that 2 soak is gone because it's piercing. So you still take 1 wound.
I thought Pierce only goes through armor, not natural soak.
Oh, does it? No, pierce just goes
No,
through
it's
soak.
any
Flat.
soak.
Does it
Any
go through any
soak.
soak? Okay.
Yeah, pierce goes through any
Yeah.
soak.
Mhm.
So I take
So-
1 damage.
You take 1 point. You take 1 wound and 3 strain, rather than 5 wounds. Which, hey, that's good. And it does not have enough advantages to trigger linked, so it's 2 advantages per instance of linked.
Mhm.
All right. The other one. So Graz, the one that looked like it was looking around, just turns its head straight to you and raises those 2 blasters and fires.
Okay.
You realize it knew you were there.
Yeah.
It is at It is at short. No, I'll say it's at medium range to you. That's gonna be 2 difficulty.
I need to look
Unless
at
you-
a thing.
Unless
before
you wanted
roll,
to
'cause
get
I
into,
have-
unless you wanted to get into short range when you were coming up for recon.
Sorry, what are my 2 options here?
Would you have gotten into short range for recon purposes, or would you have stayed at medium range?
I would have stayed at medium. We were
Yeah.
expressly trying to stay back and get info before actually getting close.
figured.
Yeah.
It is shooting at you. You don't have any range defense, do you?
I don't have any defense. Can I do my sidestep maneuver right now, or do I have to wait for my turn for
What
that?
does it say?
I'm trying to find the full text for it. Hang on just a second.
Sidestep.
Sidestep. Once per round on the character's turn. Never mind. Okay. Yep. You're good.
Right. I'm gonna upgrade this one too, just because why not?
Okay.
Again, you guys need more stuff.
Uh-huh.
Use dark side. Upgrade 1, difficulty 2. Blaster.
Blaster.
Hey
So-
guys, it's me, Sal.
I
I just
cannot-
showed up out of nowhere.
Wait, why was that difficulty?
Medium range. Short range is difficulty 2. I think. Right?
No, short range is difficulty 1 for a blaster.
Right. Yeah.
Why, why
I
was
don't
it-
know.
I don't know why it had an X.
Maybe they're shitty.
Oh yeah, that's right. When the condition is worse, it automatically adds difficulty because it is shitty. They all have moderate. They're all moderate condition because they've been cobbled together.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. Crappy blasters.
Crappy.
That's why we really appreciate Crack, even though he's annoying sometimes, because he means that that's not the case for us.
So yes.
Exactly.
So that's gonna be 7 damage.
7 damage.
But
All right.
You also managed to get your lightsaber up and deflect one of the bolts, though, so it doesn't get to fire its linked property.
Okay, cool. So I take 2 wounds.
And that makes it a PC slot. So who wants to go first?
Take that if no one minds.
Go for
Go
it.
for it.
Korsorath spins around, parries across, doesn't fully manage to deflect the last dagger as it digs into his side of his torso. Oh, my friend, you've made a mistake. And he just thrusts in. I'm going to use my maneuver to aim, and I'm going to spend one of those light side points on this attack.
Cool. Your difficulty is automatically upgraded by 1 because they have adversary 1. So it's going to be 2 difficulty upgraded once. You get to spend a light side to upgrade the attack.
Yes.
Boom.
He fucked up.
All right. What would you like to use that triumph for?
A critical hit.
Okay. So you do 6, 7, 8 stun damage and a crit. Let's see what their critical injury is going to be. All right, that one gets to add a setback die to his next check. As you come up with the lightsaber and sort of glance it off his skull, as he sort of rocks back a little bit. NPC turn. The one on the ground next to the
Cow thing.
Yeah, next to the cow thing. Spins and whips out a vibro axe. And is going to rush Graz.
Come at me.
2 maneuvers, take a point of strain to get over there, or take 2 points of strain to get over there, and then swing. 2 difficulty, upgrade 1, spend another dark side.
I didn't add my... Oh, well. Too late.
Yeah, you didn't have the boost die.
Hmm.
Do you want to re-roll it and potentially lose the triumph?
No, I don't.
We'll leave it at that then. Da-ba-da. And swing. 2 difficulty. Cool. So it doesn't get any linked attacks on this because it's only got the 1 vibro axe. However, it is going to trigger that critical. So you're going to this axe has vicious 3, which means you're going to add 30 to your critical injury roll.
So in that critical roll offset, I put 30 in there.
Plus 30.
Okay. Boo. Ow.
So increase the difficulty of all skill checks by 1 difficulty die until the end of the encounter.
All right.
Attacks are skill check.
Yes.
So it comes over.
I got compromised.
So it comes over with this vibro axe and does a big hefty overhand swing with all 4 of its arms and just slams it into the tree you were leaning against. And as it shoves forward, that vibro axe cuts through the tree and your leg. And you just feel it gouge out through your calf as it pulls the axe back.
Okay.
As you take 6 damage.
All right.
Pierce 2, so your soak is 2 less for that one.
Boop, boop. Okay.
All right. And the last NPC check. You guys don't notice anything.
Okay.
So, PC slot. Jeremy's raising his hands. I don't know if that means he wants to go first or not.
I think Ileana is going.
That was not my intent.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
okay.
That was
Never
just
mind.
Sorry.
that was
I
just
think you were
Jeremy
stretching,
stretching.
but on camera it looked like
That was stretching and yeah. Thanks.
Graz is gonna try then, because there's a guy with an axe in his face.
Do it.
Okay, so my difficulty's upgraded by 1.
Do you want to wait until I can heal you or not?
Can you heal a critical during?
No, you cannot. You can't
Okay,
heal a
never
critical
mind.
injury during
Right.
combat.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't offset that
Fair.
anyway. So, I am going to suffer 2 strain to perform a sidestep maneuver.
Okay.
That is my extra maneuver. My main maneuver is going to be to aim. So basically, any ranged attacks that target me until the end of my next turn are upgraded by 1.
Right. Does sidestep require a maneuver to do?
It says as a maneuver on your turn, I believe. Yes.
Okay. And does it inherently have a price of 2 strain?
No, I'm spending 2 strain to do an extra maneuver
Okay,
as my
got it.
sidestep.
I'm just trying to make sure I keep track of where everything's going.
Right. So I'm suffering 3 strain total because I have to spend strain in order to activate sidestep as well. So
Got it.
Okay, aim, blah blah blah. And
difficulty of the attack is upgraded by 1 as well.
Is upgraded by 1
Upgraded
or
1 because they have adversary 1. So you've got an additional difficulty from your critical injury, and your difficulty is upgraded 1.
Okay. So it's 2 purples, 1 red, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to whip out my truncheon and try and hit him. I am critically injured, so Wookiee Rage is in full swing. If I hit him, I do an extra 2 damage beyond whatever it says on the dice.
Sweet.
Come on. God damn it. Nope.
So, roaring with that Wookiee Rage, you slam the truncheon into the tree.
Wait, hang on a second. That's not right. Oh, wait. Yes, it is. Never mind. Keep going.
You slam the truncheon into the tree. You don't have any points in melee, is what I'm learning.
I don't have any points in melee. I always forget that. Yep.
And it cracks some of the bark, but this creature is far more agile than you expected as it sort of ducks out from underneath the attack. All right. Who's going to go next?
Avazia would like to.
Okay, go ahead.
She is going after the one on Corsaireth.
As you do.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 2, upgraded once.
Okay.
So one purple, 1 red.
Or you can just hit the upgrade button.
Yeah, I did that.
Nice.
You hit.
That's enough to cause another critical hit if you want to.
Would you like to crit it
Yes. Yes,
All
I
right.
would.
Second crit coming in.
Crits get worse the more than you have.
They do. Horrific injury. Roll a D10 to determine 1 wounded characteristic. Go ahead and roll that D10 for me, Holly.
Okay.
As it rolled a 100 on the critical table.
Jeez.
Hell yeah.
3, you reduce its brawn by 1.
Nice.
Which also means you reduce its soak by 1, which is fun. Oh, that one's just dead, actually. All right. Congratulations,
Nice.
you killed it.
And as it drops, she will kick it in the side and spit on it.
All right. Cool. That's fun. Okay. That makes it another PC slot. So Avasia, Graz, and Corsairath have gone. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Right.
So okay, so to lay out the situation, the exact alliance of people.
Yes.
Words. Sorry.
Corsairath and Avazia just butchered the one that was on them.
Right.
There's
There's
One engaged with Graz.
K.
There's
and
another
one shooting at Graz.
and that's all you know at the moment. Because the
I know Graz is gonna be fine with the one that's shooting.
And Graz did get shanked very badly.
by a
Yeah,
vibro axe.
I am going to try, and this is going to go very terribly. I'm sorry if I knock you unconscious. I'm
That's
going
okay.
to try to whip the axe and try and rip it out of, or at least hinder, dude.
You're going to try to so you're making a called shot at the axe.
Yes.
Which I have a document for called shots because I had the presence of mind to determine what my called shots rule would be beforehand because there are no set called shot rules in the system. So you're going to add 1 difficulty to the attack and upgrade the difficulty by 1.
So it would be.
So in this case, it would be difficulty 3 upgraded twice. Actually, you're not attacking him, so I'll just say upgraded once.
Upgraded once.
I think rules as written, you technically have to use advantage, but I like this a heck of a lot more.
There are no
hold on.
established rules for called shots.
Yeah,
you,
you basically just have to roll, and if you get advantage, you can say, "Hey, I knock his blaster out of his hand."
Yeah,
which is very fun, and I like also having that. I don't know if we do, but that's not a called shot. That's the opposite of a called shot.
Yeah, that's an incidental.
Exactly.
This is a purposeful.
That's
Well,
why I'm saying
flip
I
one
really
just
like
for
this
fun.
change. So
What?
thank you for adding that.
So it's diff 3, 1 setback.
Yes, diff 3, 1 setback. Or sorry, diff 3 upgraded once, no setback.
Upgraded once. Okay.
Yeah. Unless is the setback from your agility?
No.
No, okay, then yeah.
There is no that's only for the really cool thing.
Yeah. Wow. How do you do that, Jeremy?
Wash.
How do you get nothing on a roll with that many dice?
Well, that happened.
Is there
I
anything
can't see it because you're slightly cut off the camera, but I feel like those are 2 middle fingers. There they are.
Do you have anything you want to do with any of your maneuvers?
I feel like you should have aimed.
I repeat.
That's fair. That's fair. That's very fair.
I forget that you spend a maneuver for the. Yeah. Nope. I can't think. Nope.
All right. Next PC slot.
I'm gonna go to Graz and
Yeah.
Okay.
try and
Pretty good.
All right. Go ahead.
hold still.
Will you want to just try to apply a stim pack?
I don't have stim packs.
Oh, you don't have stim pack.
I pull out. I take. Does it take my maneuver to get up to him, or are we were all kind of bunched together?
No, it takes your maneuver to pull out the pack, though. To pull out your physician's kit.
Yep. So I do that, and then I am going to.
All right.
I really like the idea that you are that you're running up and stopping and preparing to carefully do some stitching and like medical work in the middle of a fight.
I'm
Yep.
extremely good
As
at
That's
one
what
thing.
medic classes are.
And
Yep. So the difficulty on that is your current wounds. Where are you at your wound threshold?
I have 5 wounds currently.
Out of how many of your wound threshold? Are you
Oh,
below half or not?
I am above half.
You're above half. Okay, so then it's difficulty 2,
Wait,
right?
no, that can't be right.
Yeah, medical check difficulty. Current wounds equal more than half of wound threshold. Average 2.
But Graz has under 10 wound threshold?
No. I have more than half my hit points is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to
But
clarify.
Keep in mind
That makes a
this
big
is
difference.
The opposite of D&D in terms of the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
mhm.
Your wounds
Yeah.
go up as opposed to
My
your hit points
threshold
going
is
down.
18. My current is 5.
Okay, never mind.
There you
I
go.
misheard. All right.
Oh, no. Jack wasn't explaining very well.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just,
I
okay.
did not know what was actually being asked.
Mutual misunderstanding. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's just like as like Graza is like deflecting laser blasts and like swords are flying, like there's simple like ducking underneath the sword thing comes back. All right, now tell me what your pain level is between 0 and 10.
Reese is
Like
scratching one of those
sideswiping.
charts.
So what actually happens is Nereus comes in from behind Graz, with the physician kit has like a little metal plate attachment for their arm, which clips on, puts it over the wound in the leg, and just very rapidly a bunch of needles go, and it sort of stitches up a bit of the wound.
Please select the Wookiee face that matches your pain level.
All the Wookiee faces are the
would
same.
deflect laser bolts, Jeremy, but Graza's not in this setting.
There is Wookiee and upset Wookiee.
And also you heal 1 extra out of that wound and 1 extra strain. I don't know what I can do with an advantage on this.
You can restore more strain if you'd like.
For the
Advantages are used to restore strain on medicine
triumph,
checks.
Sorry.
Successes are used to restore wounds. Triumphs can be used for either as well as other things if you're not in combat. Like, there are a bunch of triumphs can be used for a bunch of things on medicine checks if you're not in combat. But because you're in combat, it's harder.
Look, if you guys name your characters so close to each other, there is no allowed to tease about the fact that we mistake the names.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, we
name
called
Gross
before
Topper.
this started that this was going to happen, and we're just going to let it happen.
It's gonna happen.
Appreciate very briefly that Graz carries on Graza's legacy of being constantly misgendered.
This is true.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
So I'd like to so you
So
however many
that would be 2 wounds and 3 strain.
2 wounds, 3 strain. Yep. And then
the triumph for an additional wound, you said, right?
Yeah, you can.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
That works for you?
So
Okay.
3
Yep.
wounds, 3 wounds, 3 strain.
3
restored.
strain. Cool.
From this very rapid, like sewing machine style
Crazy articulated suturing mechanism.
left with and a back to patch on top. All right, we're good. All right.
Cool.
Next
Thank you.
PC slot.
And it's a literal back to patch, a literal patch
Yes.
sewn on.
Yep.
Zip, zip, zip.
I think the last 2 to go are Kitty and
Crack.
Crack.
Yeah.
I'll go, I
Yeah.
guess.
What?
I'm gonna go beat things up.
Excellent.
Maneuver to take out my training saber and get that on.
All right.
Then action to try and hit something with it. What's my difficulty?
It's gonna be difficulty 2. Upgraded once. Are you aiming at the one that's attacking Graz right now?
Yes, yes, that one.
Go ahead. Yeah, difficulty 2, upgraded once. Ooh, a despair.
And an advantage that isn't really useful for very much, given I failed the check.
Do 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 do. Ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba.
And this is the sounds you don't want to hear your GM making mid-game.
Ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba ba. Ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 ba.
Bop.
Better than the Benny Hill theme.
The Bates
Oh, I
brothers
was
do just
more about
spontaneously
the
go into
emotion
Mario.
than
So yeah,
anything.
so you swing your training saber, and the creature ducks underneath the blow, but you are too sort of incorporated into the attack and can't pull out of following through, and you smash the lightsaber into the tree. A normal lightsaber, this wouldn't necessarily be a problem, but because training sabers don't cut very well, you basically ram the emitter of your training saber into the tree, causing it to be damaged 1 step.
All right, let me mark that down.
So on the weapon in your character sheet, you can take it from new to minor.
Got it. Fine, we're getting new weapons anyway. That's why we're here.
And the as you pull
If we
back,
ever get there.
as you pull back, the blade flickers a little bit, because the emitter's been damaged.
Yep, got it.
And that makes it Crack's turn.
Crack will look down. He had pulled out one of his wrenches as this thing came out and attacked Korsarath, who was standing, I believe, right beside him because they were together in the back.
Yeah.
And
then before Crack
watched
gets to
it
do anything, they're already dead.
Exactly. Watched it just get taken apart. And then kind of nods and says, "Yes, that was indeed a tactically poor choice. well done. And then we'll look around to see if there's anything else coming at them.
Give me your perception check.
Sure.
Difficulty
So
2.
difficulty 2.
And you don't have any setback because you have dark vision.
Yeah. We don't have any light side, right? Or
Yeah, you still have
Nice,
two.
we
You have
should
2. You have 2 left.
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna use one then.
Good.
The trees are just full of octopi.
Haha.
Oh,
Heyo.
Nice.
So you see a 4th member of this group. And with the triumph, you see what they're doing. So off at about long range from where you guys are, you see another one of these figures, but unlike the others, this one has red tattoo marks, sort of like dyed into the fur, coming down its skull and across its eyes and down its mouth to give it the sort of like even more than usual bestial appearance. And it currently has its hand in the ground and is pulling something up. And as you sort of squint and look a little closer, you see half-rotted bodies beginning to claw their way out of the ground.
Crack will point in that direction and go, there's another one. It's reanimating dead tissue, but not in a helpful healing way.
Eliana, that sounds familiar.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
How far away is it?
It's at long range.
Okay.
So that's you have long, medium, short, engaged.
Yeah, I think I think I'll use my maneuver to pull out another wrench, so I've got one in each hand.
All
and
right.
then we'll...
Crack dual wielding hydro spanners Tolpa.
The
That's how I
only
roll.
way to hydra span.
All right. Their turn. The one off in the distance that Crack has seen continues with the ritual they're casting. The one nearest to Graz pulls that axe out and swings again, having
I really now at this point wish I hadn't bought the stupid crab droid and had just bought a blaster.
Crab Droid is on your shoulder going, you can do it.
Okay. Admittedly, that is very on brand for me, but
So cute.
definitely questioning the wisdom of it.
And it hasn't been hit yet. Oh no, it hasn't been hit yet because you both missed.
Yep.
All 3 of you missed. It's going to whip that vibro axe at Graz again.
Okay.
I'm not upgrading it. Just gonna be too difficult. One hit, pierce 2, so your soak is 2 less as you take 6 damage.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me
That
look
sounds
at a
not
thing.
good.
Does.
I am going to parry that.
That sounds better.
Okay.
So I will suffer 2 strain, I want to say, right?
2 strain,
Parry.
reduce the damage by 2 plus your ranks in parry.
Right. So I will suffer 2 strain to reduce that damage by 3. So that would be a 3 damage, and my soak would be 3 at that point. So I take no damage. Whee!
Right. So you get that truncheon up and
Yep.
just sort of smack it into the side of the axe and send it high.
Okay. I'm not completely useless. Okay.
All right. Another NPC slot, the one with the blasters, continues to blast at Graz.
Hang on a second. I thought we had one NPC for the one doing the
Oh, wait,
ritual.
sorry,
then we
sorry.
had a
Your
second
turn.
NPC
PC slot. That's
for the
right.
axe,
Sorry, there's a
right?
PC
I was
slot.
gonna say we do get one. Yeah.
There is a PC
Sorry.
slot there.
Not to interrupt you there.
No, it's fine.
Speaking of, if no one minds, I would like to go first again and get into that Blaster Man's face.
Go for it.
All right.
Blaster man.
All right, so the Blaster
So-
Man's at medium range currently.
So I will take 2 strain to suffer an extra maneuver to get into his face and attack.
All right, you move to engaged.
Blasting up the space out here alone.
Guy has the adversary quality still.
Yep, so difficulty 2, upgraded 1.
Take
Nice.
9.
All right. Yeah, you get it right in there with the training saber going along the side there.
Just like after deflecting and cutting down the first one, turns to see the one with the blasters. Oh no, my friend, we fight in close quarters here, and is closing immediately.
It grins at you. It's not a fun grin. It's going.
Sorcerer always has a fun grin when he's fighting.
It's gonna.
That would be a great switch to this fight. Like, oh hey, these guys are pretty cool.
And now we all get drinks.
I'm gonna use the dark side,
Okay.
and it's gonna swing in at you with the vibro axe
Come
that
along,
it's
then.
holding. Upgrade there, 2 there. For 8 damage. Pierce 2.
4, so I take 4
Right,
total wounds.
So you take 4 total wounds. Cool. As the vibroaxe digs into your side, one of its other hands holsters a blaster and just reaches out towards you, and your blood flows out of the wound. As your blood flows out of the wound, it heals 2.
Mm.
And the blood sort of coalesces into its palm, and it grips it and absorbs it into its physiology. You realize this thing just used a force power on you.
And also that you apparently have the same blood type.
It's all right.
don't
I
care.
expect another pureblood Sith to come flying over my shoulder in a second.
She will be.
All right. PC slot.
If it's okay,
Go for it.
Avazia will go
I
flying.
feel like that was queued up
'Cause,
really,
yeah.
really well.
So take 2 strain so that you get that second maneuver. You move into engaged.
2 strain.
Yeah, you take 2 strain so you can move twice.
Where am I putting that?
It's your strain counter. It's your strain box at the top.
Right
of
across from your wounds.
right next to your wounds, at the top of your character sheet.
Okay, there it is.
So your-
Take 2 strain.
So your current strain goes up by 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You move twice into engage. It's gonna be 2 difficulty upgraded once to the attack.
Okay.
Nice.
Critical hit again if you want to.
Would you like to
And
engage
yes.
the crit? Okay.
Oh yes.
Let's see. This one hasn't been crit yet, so let's see what happens.
Nope.
They only act during the last PC. Or we're gonna say NPC. We're gonna only last during the last. May only act during the last initiative slot on there. All right. So you run up and just jam it in the face with the warblade.
That'd be a lot more useful if you didn't roll so well on initiative, John.
I'm sorry.
I mean, the last one died from 2 hits from us. I don't know if this one's tougher, or if those extra 2 heals saved it.
You also did less damage to this one.
Did I?
Yeah.
Graz would like to go next if everybody's.
Oh,
okay with them.
Go ahead.
Oh wait, did you have something for Kitty, Aaron?
I had a plan, but
Do it.
actual
Go plan.
combat people.
You got
Okay.
a plan. You got a plan.
Cool. I believe that it is a maneuver to pick something up off the ground.
Yes.
Cool. Maneuver to pick up the vibroaxe of the guy that's dead now, or possibly knife.
Knife. Yeah, the one
he
that's
had
dead only
knives.
had knives.
Okay. Maneuver to pick that up because he was sort of on top of me and everyone else. Second maneuver to start running towards the one who's doing a magic ritual of necromancy.
Okay. So you
And
move one
so
range
that-
band closer.
Short range, middle, medium.
You're at long, so you'd go into medium. Yeah.
Yes, that's the words I meant to say, but oops. And then I want to truck my training saber at his face.
Okay.
Or his general person, because his face is a hard target to hit.
Okay. You want to throw the training saber. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So that's going to be a ranged light attack.
Okay, cool.
Difficulty
Is this
2.
the point where, as it's flying in the air, it suddenly becomes clear to me that Kurzoth was not stabbed by a sword, but a flying training saber?
You wouldn't
It's
happen to
completely
have
different
Hopefully,
direction.
this is entirely the opposite direction. So that would be
I mean,
possible. It's Star Wars. Okay, never
you
mind.
say impossible. I say, how bad did you roll?
You wouldn't.
I said it's possible, not likely. Ranged light, you said?
Yeah. So ranged light, difficulty 2, upgraded once because it is an adversary.
You wouldn't just happen to have the throw lightsaber talent, would you?
No, I haven't taken literally anything that's combat related yet.
That's fair.
But it's a training saber, meaning that even if he picks it up, it's not that dangerous. Failures.
Ting, 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 ting.
That's fine. Mostly I wanted to move in that direction. I apologize for wasting everyone's time with combat.
Fine.
That's okay.
One of the undead hands grabs the lightsaber.
Again, it's a
Zombie Jedi.
training
I'm so
saber
here for
that's
this.
kind of broken.
No, I know.
All right. John,
Uh,
I have a question for
yes. Yes.
you. So, Wookiee Rage says basically you add either 1 or 2 damage to brawl and melee attacks, depending on how injured you are.
Correct.
Does that count for lightsaber as well, or is that considered something completely different?
No,
and not
that
applicable?
is brawl and melee only, not lightsaber.
Okay. All right. I'll see.
As only when you are punching, kicking, or hitting them with a club.
Okay. I would like to go next.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll switch over. I'm just going straight into his face. See if I can knock him down. Because that will at least make life easier for everybody else. Where did all my weapons go? Oh, there they are. Okay. So difficulty 3 upgraded once, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All your weapons went into outer space. You also take 2 strain for the extra maneuver to get up there. Because you're in medium range.
No, I'm attacking the guy who's on.
Oh,
who's
you're attacking
directly.
the guy who's right on you. Got it.
I'm attacking the guy who's stabbing the shit out of me personally.
Gotcha.
I mean-
All right.
All right.
So
How selfish, Jack.
5
Yeah,
damage.
I know.
5 damage.
5 damage. Yep. No, and I forgot to aim.
That's fine. Anything else you'd like to do with your maneuvers as you sort of like kick this dude so hard he flies into the tree?
I meant to aim with my maneuver, but I didn't say it. So yeah, no, nothing.
Hang on. Stats for the knife. It's a regular vibro knife.
Damage
It's
3,
just-
critical 2, encumbrance 1, hit points 2.
It is, but its item quality is moderate.
Condition is moderate.
Yeah,
on those. Gotcha.
condition is moderate. So it's
You maybe put that in chat so it's a little easier.
Yeah,
for
hold
me to
on.
plus 3
Thank you.
damage.
Sorry.
I got it.
I'll attribute it. Actually, so it's another PC slot now.
I'll take it. Didn't work last time, but let's try this shit again. We're gonna flip a point again. And I'm going to. Oh yeah, brawn +2, not 3. Yeah.
Yours is 3 because your brawn is 1.
Correct. That is. Wait, +2?
Yeah, it's +2. I think it is. Let me take it. I had it open a second ago.
Because I have it listed as 3, and my brawn is actually 2.
Vibro knife. Oh no, so sorry. Vibro knife is +1, not +2. The vibro sword is +2.
Yes.
That's what it is. So vibro knife damage is +1.
And you said it's in moderate condition?
Yeah, which is the step right below it's broken.
Yep.
3
got
with
it.
an upgrade. Come on, let's do this.
Oh, Jeremy.
Because I forgot to. Never mind.
So
That's my turn.
I'm going to spend those 3 threats for 3 strain
Okay.
because you're getting frustrated at your whip. All right. Next PC slot.
Go ahead.
How's Graz looking? It's okay still?
I mean, he's still heavily favoring that leg,
Yeah.
but I
Roz-
mean, he seems to be right.
You're not going to be able to make another in-battle combat check for a little bit. You could apply a
Got it.
stim pack if you had one, but you
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
You've already
Graz
seen that.
doesn't need a. Graz isn't bashed up enough yet to need a
No.
stim pack.
No problem. In that case, Nerys is going to how many maneuvers would it take for me to get into short range
From which one?
from where I am?
So
No, no.
you have 3
Short
to
range
turns.
for the necromancer.
The
guy
necromancer,
doing- yeah,
medium, short, 2 maneuvers.
2 maneuvers.
You
Which
could
I d-
also get up to Corsair if you want to try and heal him. But yeah.
How are you doing?
I have taken 5 of my 13 wounds and 7 of my 11 strain.
Ooh. Mm.
Yeah, he's looking a little rough.
Okay.
That vibro
Yeah.
axe was the real kicker.
Yeah,
This guy's
that's-
gonna be dead before he can use it again.
Okay. I'll move forward to
Please heal him so
then-
that they can vampire more of his life.
No, this
I-
guy's gonna be dead before he can go again because it goes last next turn.
That's very optimistic of you, William.
That's not optimistic. That's I'm going to kill this man.
Anyways, Nereis.
I move forward and try and heal Corsair.
All right, so that's also going to be 2 maneuvers because you're in medium
That's
range
also
from
2
Corsair.
maneuvers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is that still in the same direction toward where?
No. So
No?
Corsairath,
Away?
They're kind of like at right angles to each other, right?
yeah. So like Corsairath and that guy are off to the east, and this guy is
Got
off to the
it.
north.
Fuck. Okay. I can't tell what he's doing. It's weird stuff. I don't want to get close to that anyway. And Kitty's doing it. I'll go. Yeah. So take 2 strain to get up to Corsairath.
All right.
2, and then do a heal, which is, you said you were at 5 of 13?
I am not quite halfway there.
Not quite halfway there. Okay, so it's still 1. I'm gonna roll medicine.
Slap another back to patch on.
Yep. So that's 3 wound.
And would you like to use that triumph for another wound or a strain?
A strain, probably.
So 3 wound,
Yes.
2 strain.
Yep.
Yes. Getting strain off of me is more relevant because I spend
Okay.
a lot of strain to parry.
Yep.
All right. And the last.
go
ahead.
Yeah. And you automatically get 1 strain. Does that also add to that, or is that included in the 2 strain?
I added that in when I
Cool. Thank
calculated
you.
it. All right, and Crack as the last PC.
So Crack is now again standing right next to, this time an upright one of these things, correct?
Yeah, there's one next to Graz, which thus isn't engaged with you as well. There's one further to the east, and then there's one further to the north.
Wait, so isn't there one directly next to Corsairath that was just attacking Corsairath, or is
Yeah,
that one dead again?
I moved to get to him.
Yeah, Corsairath moved to get to him.
Okay.
Corsairath is off by the eastern guy.
Okay, does the dead one have a blaster on it?
Nope, just knives.
Ah, dang it.
I took a
Okay.
knife.
No, it just has 3
There are
knives
many
left.
other knives.
Yeah, I know.
Knives
He has 3 out
everywhere.
of his 4 knives.
That's
The one
most
that's
relevant
engaged
thing
with
from this.
Korsarath has
2
blasters. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Is that 1 maneuver away?
2 maneuvers away. Because you're in medium
Okay.
range from the one with blasters.
Which one is closest to Crack then at this point?
The medium.
The one with me.
The one. Yeah. The
Okay.
one engaged. The one that is currently engaged with Graz.
And that one does not have a blaster?
Nope. Just a vibroax.
Okay. One other question, and then that will decide for me. The one with the blaster, is that farther away from the one that's raising things out of the ground?
Closer than the one that's raising things out of the ground.
But I mean, is it the opposite direction or the same direction?
Different direction, to the east.
Okay.
It's parallel, so you technically wouldn't lose any distance from the necromancer or gain any distance to the necromancer.
Yeah, okay. All right. Then Crack sort of look around, see that other than Kitty, everybody seems to be ignoring this this one that's raising the dead, and will just sigh resignedly, and I'm going to spend 2 strain to take an additional maneuver, and oh no, you know what? I could only get into short, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why I took a knife and got
Yeah.
to medium.
Does it have you said it was just pulling bodies out of the ground, or it has some kind of item?
It currently its hand is in the ground and bodies are climbing up.
Okay. Could I use move to try to pull its hand out of the ground?
Move has a range, which I believe is short range.
Yeah, but
You
I mean,
are
I could get
currently at
into
long
I
range.
could get yeah, but I could get
Yeah.
into short range by spending 2
You could
strain.
try. You could absolutely try.
Yeah, all right, that's what I'm going to do.
Cool.
I'm going to take 2 strain. That is at least conceivably something that could work.
Yeah.
Right?
You
Okay.
could theoretically do that. Yes.
Okay.
Is the hand part of the silhouette? Because people tend to have a silhouette of.
Yeah, the hand is part of their silhouette. But
Okay.
You could call
I don't know
it
if you
whatever.
have enough strength to do that. That was my question, because I assume Crack would know that.
Well,
It
I'm
depends
not
on
trying
how
to.
many upgrades you have.
Yeah, no, I don't have any upgrades. I am not trying to move the whole thing. I'm trying to
Yeah.
pull its hand out of the ground.
I'll say you're making a called shot for the hand, trying to.
Which is why
Yeah, you can try. It is just going to be hard, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, that's fine. Craig really doesn't want to fight whatever it's doing. Okay, so spending 2 strain, and then I have not made a force power roll before.
So if you look at your make sure you've cleared out your difficulty on your dice pool. If you look on the
Yes.
force power under your combat section, it'll have a little dice off to the side. Make sure that your force rating is at 2 because it's currently at 2 because of this planet.
It is not under my force powers. I did not add it. I
You're
just took it. So
that's
or
fine.
I took it before, but I didn't.
You're
add
just
it
going to
in.
make a force power roll, so it's just going to be your 2 force die.
Okay.
And you're trying to, it's actually because you're trying to affect somebody, there is a resistance check involved. Let me see what the resistance is going to be. As I have to move through all of these pages because the thing does not have bookmarks for specific force powers.
Do you want my version that does have those bookmarks?
Yes, please.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to, it's actually going to be a ranged light check using with a force power added in because you're affecting a person.
Okay.
So it's going to be ranged light, difficulty 2 with your force die, and you'll be able to spend force points as successes.
Okay. I'm gonna hold off then on flipping the light side.
Okay.
To see what I get. Range light.
We're using the throw rules, but for not throwing.
Sure. Throw in some force.
Or slinging.
All right.
Just
Hey!
that
All
looks
right.
good.
Yes, you succeed.
I would like to use all of the force, please.
All right.
And the triumph.
So,
Nice.
you reach out and just fling up, and the ground erupts as this individual's hand is forced out of the ground. And you see that clutched in its hand is the skull of another zombified figure, as it now pulls out yet another one. And
Okay.
that's where we're going to end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.